Oh, poor Cupcake.
Like, literally within minutes, my stomach was revolting, which just never happened. Well, it has, but the last time it happened, I was eating ghost peppers. Like, straight ghost peppers. Like Carolina Reaper ghost peppers.
Alright, is everyone comfy wumpy?
I don't know, are they? You tell me!
Right. There, now you're in frame. Oh, what are we missing on Desert Bus? I muted it, but it's still on the TV.
Yeah, it's muted on my side too. I don't have it running, otherwise I can't hear you guys. Like, I have it as low as it'll go without being muted, and they're still super loud. So I guess good for them.
I mean, I know there's an auction. Oh, that's why everybody's moving around. There's an auction going on. Okay.
Okay. For the people who do not know what's going on, explain Desert Bus.
Desert Bus is a charity stream that Lodi Gruddy Run does every year around the November and Christmas and whatnot. That's a stream for Child's Play, which is a charity for children's hospitals.
Cool.
And they play the game. What's the game actually called? Like Penn and Teller's Smoke and Mirrors?
Yeah, they play a mini game from it called Desert Bus.
Where you drive a bus in real time. Where's it start?
From Tucson, Arizona to Las Vegas, Nevada, and back.
Without crashing. And this bus is jank. It crashes really easy. It pulls to the right and to the left. It's just a very fun thing to do at the end of the year, though. Is to watch them give money to charity, get really neat prizes and whatnot. They do auctions for great items.
Mm-hmm.
This is Desert Bus 8. This is the 8th year they've done it. That's really cool. And now everybody knows what Desert Bus is. Nobody's going to be listening to our podcast. They're going to be busy with Desert Bus.
I just like the guy in the Argyle sweater.
Oh, dude, he's so dapper.
Just shaking his fucking groove thing.
Shake your groove thing. Oh, they do this like 24 hours and whatnot. Like, see the 10 hours of 115 plus hours? They will be going for a very long time.
That's like 4 or 5 days.
I have to contradict something that you said.
What?
You're not going to have this edited, like, anytime soon, so they'll probably hear this and not be watching Desert Bus.
The last? No, it'll be up by Monday. Monday is podcast upload day.
As long as she's not sick, she's actually pretty fast with the podcast. It's the videos that take forever.
Well, that's because they take like because I dumbly decided that I wanted graphics and whatnot on them, and that's the most because I have to be well enough to do that. That's usually the time-consuming part.
I didn't mean it like insultingly. I just meant it like that's what takes a long time.
I'm not being insulted.
Oh my god, my mouth is still on fire.
Oh, poor Cupcake.
I like it this way. Don't get me wrong, but like I forgot to cut their hot barbecue sauce with the regular stuff to kill some of the heat, and I ate it straight out of the bottle with what was left of my chicken rings. And holy crap, is it hot? What is she doing? Getting closer and closer to the camera.
Regular candy corn?
I can't open my mouth very wide right now.
What's the matter?
It hurts right here when I do it. Like, even trying to eat one of the grilled stuffed burritos tonight from Taco Bell was kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
Back here?
Yeah.
That's TMJ. I can almost guarantee it's early stage TMJ.
Which means I'm grinding my teeth again. Great!
No. I only recently found out of this because I randomly started having problems like last spring with that, and I went into the dentist, and the dentist is like, "Yeah, you're grinding the shit out of your teeth." I'm like, okay." He's like, "In your sleep." I'm like, "Oh."
I'm being handed stuff.
Oh God, oof.
It might
Oh, one
not
thing's for
actually
certain, I
help
won't have
us
any
very, but
mucus
I
in
know.
my insides when this is done going through me.
No. Just a nice cleanse of the system.
You know what I just
That's
realized?
the one good thing about capsaicin is it will clear your system.
What?
You know what I just realized? We're talking.
Yeah.
We haven't done an intro.
Because it's. I know you don't listen to the podcast because you don't have internet. But generally, I usually start recording whenever and use whatever we record. I edit it down for like a little bit of B-roll intro, and then the theme song happens, and then our actual hello intro happens.
We don't do a hot intro, we do a cold intro.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't understand.
Never mind.
You have it all pre-recorded and then you set it up.
Yeah.
I got it.
The
Stuff
show,
happens.
the
It's magical.
actual show starts when I do the high bones thing. That's the closest thing we have to an intro because I have a pre-recorded theme song and a robot. You remember the robot thing that does intros? You know, the Jabberbot, the thing that hates you because you forget him.
Yeah. So every time I hear him, I go, whoa, when did that? And it's been the whole time.
So it hates her.
I think like
Yeah.
I want to say I introduced the Jabberbot in like the 8th episode, but I'm not positive. I'd have to go back and listen. We used to make like actual episode intros and whatnot after the fact, but by the time you were on the show, I think we had the Jabberbot. So he runs on TV.
Yes.
Are you dead or are you looking at something? Because Bones' head is just down and he's not saying anything.
Kind of. Wait, I think
He's
I see him
moving. Cupcake, are you alright? Bones?
Are we done explaining?
Yes.
Okay,
Just
good.
because that's like what the 3rd or 4th time I had to explain that we don't do intros.
She forgets things very easily.
I've noticed.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Hello and welcome to this jam-packed episode of the super happy fun Jabbertron Tea Party with Kiki, Bones, Fat One Person, and Faith. Honestly, Grieve, I am right here. How can you not see me? Am I truly that forgettable?
Hi, Bones!
Hi, everybody!
Hi, Bones.
Hi,
I
Bones.
said hi, everybody.
Yes,
Hey.
but they had to say hello too. This is another jam-packed podcast with 4 fucking people, yeah!
Woo!
With Kiki, Bones, Grieve, and Faith. Yay! There, I did an intro thing so you're not confused. Pardon us if we're all a little distracted because Desert Bus is going on, which means no one's probably going to listen to this, but still, Desert Bus!
Oh, come on, Kiki. We all know it's going to take you 2 weeks to edit this.
Seriously.
Alright, so we have like almost no plans, but that's usually how podcasts go.
All right, we all know it's going to happen. Anime, social justice, food, and porn. Not necessarily in that order.
The internet is for porn.
Oh,
I thought it
please
was
tell me
playing
you know
games.
Avno.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Good.
I was gonna have a heart
Like Sesame
attack.
Street for adults, or as I like to call it, Jim Henson's early career.
Pretty much.
I could totally see Jim Henson doing like puppet porn.
And I quote, Jim Henson didn't have to die. He just didn't want to bother anybody.
Other than, did you ever read about his funeral?
Yes, there's nothing like watching a 6-foot-tall yellow bird saying, it's not easy being green.
What?
No.
The gentleman who plays Big Bird walked out onto the stage during Jim Henson's public funeral and sang in the Big Bird suit, "It's not easy being green."
I thought Kermit sang that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the voice
that
of
you don't wanna
Kermit at the funeral.
Yeah, I thought Oz did the funeral.
Yes, the voice of Kermit the Frog is Jim Henson. He was dead. Thus, Big Bird sang, "It's
Oh,
not
okay.
easy being green."
Whatever. It was sad. We're all sad, but Sesame Street is still awesome.
Yes.
Try to keep into perspective that Jim Henson's been dead like 30 years.
Yeah. You can still be sad. You can't dictate our emotions. How patriarchal of you.
Hitler.
I do what I can, for I have this thing that hangs from my midsection.
You white cisgendered shitlord.
Exactly. I see you read my Tumblr.
Stupid social justice warriors.
I'm so happy you caught that. You caught that post. I'm just like, hey, Kiki, that's my line.
Okay, so you finished an anime. Let's start off with anime, because why not? Well, you explain the anime while I watch a muted desert bus.
It's good to know that you're interested in what I have to say.
I'm very interested. Explain. Actually, I think Grieve would be interested in this anime. So explain. What is it?
Okay.
Carrion?
Karen. Karin. Karen. Also known as Chibi Vampire. Sorry, I have to check something while I'm talking. I apologize.
Read it. Saw it. Loved it.
Well,
oh my god, that ending.
Then you two discuss it.
No, keep in mind, I've only ever seen the anime, so I have no idea where the manga went with the ending. But all
I actually believe they had similar, or they didn't finish. I actually don't remember the end of the anime. I only remember the end of the manga. But
well, the anime ends basically with, I apologize, my feet are cracking, and I can't wait any longer to. Just so you guys are wondering what I'm doing, rubbing my feet. I'm rubbing moisturizer into my feet. The anime ends basically with her older brother telling the boyfriend that if he really loves her, he'll give her back to the family and let her become a true vampire, and blah blah blah. And her brother's really the only one that sabotages the whole thing because the rest of the family just wants her to be happy. So they do the whole ceremony where they're going to turn her into a real vampire, but then she turns her back on it and ends up using her powers to like resurrect her family after they get attacked by Winter Sinclair's grandfather.
Okay, yeah. No, that's how it ended.
Oh, it's good to know that the manga and the anime followed pretty closely together. But basically all I thought of it was, like, when I got done, I just went, like, it's a distaff counterpart. It's basically Twilight if the roles were reversed, it was a rom-com, and it didn't have nearly as much abusive relationships.
I thought it was kind of sweet. I thought it
Almost.
was kind of sweet.
It
Because,
is sweet.
okay, so she's like a teenager, and apparently she doesn't become a full-fledged vampire until she's a certain age, pretty much. But she falls for this human boy, and it's a bunch of a back and forth thing. Yeah, he's right. It's like Twilight role reversed.
And
better, because anything
Less
is a better
abusive.
love story than Twilight.
Seriously, I don't even give a... My issues with Twilight have nothing to do with sparkly vampires. Vampires are mythological beings. If you want to change them up, go ahead. We have for centuries. It's the abusive relationship part that I do not care for.
Mm-mm.
And I only... One, I care because A, abusive relationships, and B, I went to one, then whatever. And B, because it's so fucking popular, it's like, wow, look at this lovely, really abusive relationship that we're all idolizing.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing about Karen is, like, her parents are very supportive of her relationship with Kenta. Like,
Yeah.
like they they're not like, you're a vampire, you can't be in love with a human. They don't really care. It's her brother who's like the dick. Her brother's the one who's like, they're just food. You can't be in love with food.
I beg to differ. I'm in love with pizza.
Oh God.
I
Hubby, the other day,
love you too, Grande Burrito.
yeah, the other day, hubby went out to pay Eugenie, and he comes back with pizza, and I don't think I've ever been so happy lately. So I'm like, oh my God, I wanted that yesterday, and here it is. I love you so much, pizza, and you too, hubby, but pizza. I mean, it was a cheap, hot and ready Little Caesars, but still, fucking A.
It's pizza.
There was a while, because I worked at a pizza place, where I just despised pizza because that place was hell, and because I got to make my own pizza, it made me really snotty about pizza, because most other pizza was shit in that area. So it took a little while to, let fast food style pizza come back into my life, but I love it once again. Mostly because it's easy.
I still want to try. I still haven't gotten a chance to try Little Caesars, the white chicken garlic one. I really want to try that.
That one and the
That
pretzel
sounds
pizza
yummy.
look really interesting
That sounds
as like
really,
a
really yummy,
non-standard
right?
pizza.
The pretzel pizza too.
I'm not walking to Little Caesars.
You wouldn't have to walk. I have a driver's license. I have
Good, you
the
can go
truck.
get the pizza.
Yeah, get us pizza.
You bastards need to
it's
stop
okay.
complaining about walking places, because it's not like negative 15 degrees where you live right now.
Oh yeah, your winter totally started
Oh,
like
Yeah.
a month
My bad.
ago.
It's I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I. Shut the hell up! It's the middle of November.
It happens.
Oh god, yeah, our Walmart already skipped over Thanksgiving. They went from like Halloween to Christmas.
Yeah,
The
my work
trees
started
are
going-
up.
Wait,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Did I just hear him complain about snow in November?
Well,
Yeah.
he lives in Minnesota.
Okay. I once had a place, mind you, my birthday is in July, where there was still patches of snow on the ground on my birthday.
Where the hell did you live?
Well, my aunt and uncle from Tahoe.
Well,
Where?
Tahoe is like really high up and kind of hellish. Yeah.
Tahoe is the mountains. That's a
Yeah.
whole different beast altogether.
Yes, but snow in July!
Yes, you are above 15,000 feet in elevation. It should be expected.
No.
We're at like 5,000 feet elevation, and we can have snow in May.
Didn't you actually have that? What was it, this year or last year? Where it would not stop snowing until like almost summer.
Yes.
Yeah.
2000, winter of 2012, 2013. Our last blizzard was May the fucking 6th.
Wow.
Because climate change is real.
I
I mean, we Californians know that because we're still in a massive fucking drought.
Yeah.
Oh.
It went from dead summer to freaking winter on us.
Yeah, we're probably never gonna have like real seasons ever. I realize we didn't really have them in the first place
Not in
certain areas,
California.
but more of California is going to be like most of Southern California, where it's summer and then winter,
It's not fair.
which is really gonna suck because we
Well,
need water.
They've
So we
been
need less
saying,
summer.
well, yeah, they've been saying since last year that the change between seasons was going to be more drastic. That it wasn't going to be, there was going to be like no spring and no fall. It was just go summer, winter, summer, winter. I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Hey,
I need
will
my
say that
fall
we
and
do at
spring.
least-
Huh?
We do at least get seasons here. It's just brutal when they happen. Like, our
Mhm.
summer-winter transition doesn't exist anymore. It just goes like summer, fall, winter, spring, summer. Like, there's no like slow transition. It's just boom, 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 boom. We go right into the next major season. We have 4 seasons, but they just drop in place at random.
So in other words, hey, it's summer. Nope, it's fall.
Yeah, our summer basically was like part of July, and then it started to be fall. I don't mean fall like in the sense of like the leaves are changing. I mean fall in the sense that we went from like We had like 2 weeks in July where it was 90, and then the rest of the summer it was like in the 60s.
Oh.
Nice.
I have seriously got to catch you up on Sailor Moon Crystal. The last episode was so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty.
I'm gonna let you two talk.
That was like it. She knows the plot. Like, it follows, the episodes are like chapters of the manga, and it's following it pretty well. Oh, no, I already showed you the picture of the
Yeah.
teaser for the second season. Which, as Bones put it, that's what you would expect Chibiusa to look like, because what else are you going to do? Not make her pink?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I just enjoy how in this version, Usagi's mother's got purple hair, and that way they can actually justify the pink hair. Because I think in the original anime it was blue, like dark blue.
Yeah, it was a dark blue, which used to just mean, like, in anime really just meant, like, a shade of black.
Yeah.
But they would make it blue because coloring was hard back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, what else would you do? Make her less pink?
Yeah, you couldn't.
I've always had that issue, like, I love her pink hair and red eyes, but I wish her, Fuku had more color dynamics, because it's just variations of pink and red. Like, I saw a fan art, and if I remember it, I'll post it with this episode, that kind of redid the outer senshi and hers color dynamics of their Fukus, and I really loved it, because because they all kind of have very bland, blended colors to their uniforms, as opposed to the inner senshi.
Who have a lot of color dynamics, like Mako is like green and pink.
Yeah.
And...
Ray is red, but she's got purple in the back, and
her accents are purple.
Yeah, Venus has the blue bow and she's got the orange skirt, but her front bow is a different shade. And then I know Mercury is shades of blue, but they're better varied. Where Chibiusa's pink is like very similar to one another.
Yeah.
Even though.
Well, let me put it this way: her hair color and her Fuku color match.
Yeah, where it's like
don't.
I wish they hadn't gone that direction. I don't want her to like look exactly like Usagi or anything. She needs her own color scheme, but they should have had a different complementary color to her.
Different shades of pink would have been better.
Yeah. Like variations like orangey pinks and purpley pinks. Something. And I'm sorry, you said something?
Oh, people keep walking up and talking to the dude who's trying to drive the bus. They're gonna make him crash.
James is actually, I know it says 2 crashes, but neither were his fault. But James, the guy who's, even though they have his name as Slamajam right now for some reason.
Slamajamma.
is actually one of their best drivers. He often drives with his feet. Because he has the timing down, because the bus pulls.
Mm-hmm.
And you just gotta occasionally pull it back over. But they have this year, they have the ability to fuck with the controls.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time they did that, they made him crash.
Mm.
And then the second time, I think the controller accidentally stopped responding, so he crashed.
Yeah.
Neither were his fault. Usually crashes on his run are not his fault.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, but I wonder how many crashes they'll have this year. Anyway, going back to non-desert bus things.
Well, given the clip at which they're going through the Sailor Moon storyline, if they get renewed, they're gonna like come pretty damn close to finishing the entire storyline, given the speed at which they're chugging through it.
I really hope they do.
It wouldn't be that hard. I mean, if they can get renewed or get the sponsors to do another year, they could very easily get all the way through.
Sailor Moon, yay!
Even if it went another year and a half, that would probably be enough time for them to knock out the entire storyline.
I wish the promo image had shown Pluto though, because I'm worried that they're gonna lighten her skin. In the manga, she's very dark. She's not as dark in the anime. It depends on the colors for the episode, because your skin color's like all over the fucking place. But she's supposed to be a darker skinned woman, not like black, but a darker Asian skin.
Yeah.
Tan, if you will.
Yeah.
And they're afraid that they're going to make her look like everybody else.
Yeah.
I think she'll be dark skinned, honestly.
I mean, I'm sure she's going to be very pretty, but I was just a bit worried that they might. I realized that I can never say her name right, but the author of Sailor Moon is very closely working on this, so we might not have that issue. So.
I swear I've seen a promo
Nanako,
image
what the fucking say her name?
of Setsuna, and she's like
I have
not
absolutely
dark,
no
but
idea.
she's brown.
Mm-hmm.
Like their proto image, she's dark skinned. Like they went with like the way she has her portrayed in like the art. I really hope they make it to Supers because I want to see them animate that.
I really hope they make it to Stars, mostly because I want to see a good Super S.
Yeah. Well,
Just,
good Super S would be nice where they're not
Yeah.
being like basically
where Pegasus isn't creepy.
Yeah. Like I haven't seen any part of Stars yet, but I honestly feel like so far Super S has been just like the weakest of all. I mean, like we got halfway through and I just was like, knowing the new English dub was coming, I was just like, yeah, I'm not even gonna finish this. I'll just watch it when the new English dub comes out.
That'll get you laid.
It does.
Oh my god. Forgot who I was stuck in the room with.
It's not like I locked the door. It's also not like you couldn't just run through these doors.
Right?
Pretty much. What was I gonna say?
I don't know. What
I'm
were
having
you
a candy craving.
Oh, I hear that. No, it's weird. It's weird. Like, Kiki's single-handedly responsible for getting me into Sailor Moon again. Like, I liked it as a kid, but like watching the original like early '90s English dub is just like god awful terrible.
Yeah.
It's like the same. It's the same thing with card captors. Like, they really need to sit down and redub card captors. Like an actual real American
Yeah.
English dub.
I'm so tired of watching when I used to watch the episodes in English and everything of what's his name being her brother's friend.
Yuki?
Yes.
Blonde hair, glasses.
That's another thing that's great about the new dub of Sailor Moon. None of that cutting and cousins crap.
No.
Oh, the
Well, and they
lesbians
portray-
won't be related to each other anymore.
Yeah, they'll actually be lesbians, and
Thank you.
which will make the tender scenes between them far less creepy.
And Ray is way less of a bitch.
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't been watching the episodes, but I've been watching the promos because they put out promos before the episodes of when the new Senshi are going to appear, and like little clips of their voice, and I'm really digging the voice acting so far.
It's really well done. The fact that Ray and Usagi are played by respectively by the voice actresses for Mio and Yui from K-On! Is just hilarious.
We didn't watch that dub, so that doesn't mean much to us.
Yeah. I can't think of the lady's name who plays Mio, but when I heard her voice coming out of Ray, I was just like, oh god, because these voice actresses that they're hiring are going to be the same voice actresses when they dub Crystal.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to get a new cast. These are going to be the American actresses for all the characters. So it's just really interesting. I can't wait to hear what Chibiusa is going to sound like.
Yes. Much thanks to Viz for getting those rights and then putting it out there for us.
I don't want them to screw up Chibi's voice.
They've been really good so far, so I don't think we have to worry that much.
No, Viz will hire somebody good.
Because I think they, like...
Dubbing has gotten a lot better over the years, so I don't think we have much to worry about. I mean, I do occasionally have they picked the wrong voice actor issue, so we might have that, but we can always just watch it sub, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget how vocal you were about the voice actress for stockings.
Which is a shame because I like that voice actress. I just didn't like her in that role. I felt like the dub made stalking exactly like Panty, and I didn't care for it. Which is fine because again, I can just watch it subbed. It's not like it doesn't exist.
Oh, it doesn't exist.
We need something else to talk about.
So sub versus dub? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
Oh, we could totally do that. I mean, we have another person with an opinion.
Really,
Okay, subbed is subtitled.
Oh, duh.
Dubbed is
dub over voice.
Yeah. So, majority of the stuff that you've watched, dub versus sub.
I don't like subtitles, you know that. It's too complicated. When I sit down to watch something, I want to watch it. I don't want to have to worry about reading subtitles and then figuring out what the hell's going on the screen.
I'm actually with her. I'm just lazy, so I like.
I will admit it's the epitome of laziness. But when I sit down to do something, I want to just be able to watch what's going on in the movie, not the little words at the bottom of the screen.
I'll give you some insight into why I'm a dub person. 13 diopters of correction.
Yeah.
This means that when I'm sitting here at night watching stuff, it's nice to be able to take my glasses off and just lay back and listen.
Yeah.
I
knew
literally
that was
can't
sub
see
stuff,
like
though.
2 inches in front of my face.
Like if I've seen something enough, I don't actually have to read the subtitles. I know what's
Oh,
going
I
on.
can put Sailor Moon in original Japanese and just walk around. And I'm still laughing at shit, and I didn't
Yeah.
see it.
That's not being fluent in Japanese. That's just seeing it so many times that I can play the subtitles in my head, or I know the phrase well enough that I know what they're saying.
Well, yeah, for you guys, I can imagine it gets just like me watching the movies that I've watched a million times because they're my favorites. I can put them on, close my eyes, and I can picture what's going on.
That doesn't mean I won't watch dubbed. I mean, I like the benefit of if I don't like the dub, I can watch the sub. I feel like I enjoy that benefit because I don't mind subtitles. I don't find that difficult.
Let me put it this way.
But there are some great dubs out there where I will, if I'm putting it on, I'll probably just watch the dub version. Like Cowboy Bebop, FLCL, Full Metal Alchemist. There are some movies are really greatly dubbed, but I can't think of off the top of my head. Most of the Ghibli films are wonderfully dubbed.
Yes.
Well,
that's Disney.
That's simple for one reason.
Yeah, Disney has big bucks.
Yeah, Disney just gets real actors to do the roles. Like there's not a single Ghibli film at this point that hasn't been redubbed using A-list actors and actresses from Hollywood. I mean, they went back and redubbed My Neighbor Totoro with like Dakota Fanning and her sister.
Yeah, that's a really good dub. And they were really great about, because a reason dub was so hated for so long is because of all the editing it did, and we kind of stopped that. Like, we still edit, like, for TV, some violence, but that's normally editing down, not, like, outright getting it out of the story. Like, I only recently learned that the Shadow Realm from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a thing of the dub. In the Japanese version, no, people just die. I didn't know that, because I never bothered to watch. I barely watched Yu-Gi-Oh! It used to just kind of be on when my nephew was younger and I was babysitting him. We liked the card game, but I hated the show because it didn't follow the rules of the card game. It really bugged me. Apparently it's better at that now, but it didn't occur to me that the Shadow Realm was not a thing.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the first season doesn't follow the card game at all. The second season they start to, and not till like the third or fourth season. And I only know this because I have seasons 2, 3, and 4. sitting on my pile. I got them used from Half Price Books. I still have to find seasons 1 and 5, but my buddy who's really into trading card games is just like, yeah, that anime is stupid because like the first season doesn't follow the game at all. They make the rules up as they go. I'm like, that sounds amazing. He's like, shut up, it's stupid. I'm like, no, that's amazing. Like, we're gonna play this card game, but we're gonna make the rules up as we go, so no one has any freaking clue what's going on.
Sounds great.
Were you gonna say something?
I lost it.
Was it about card games, dubbing?
It was a dubbing thing. The other day, I had a random thought that I'm sitting here talking about how I'd rather watch something dubbed than subbed. And yet, one of my favorite movies is one of those old Dracula where they have like the motion picture part of it and then words flashed on the screen.
Nosferatu?
I'll say
Yeah.
Nosferatu.
That is such
Yeah, it's German.
Yeah. But yeah, where they actually had the old ones where they didn't have the sound on it. It just
Yeah.
had music and then words popped up for their
Yeah.
words and I'm sitting here going, that's one of my favorite movies, but yet I'm sitting here saying I don't like to read subtitles.
Well, that's different because that's not over what's happening. It's cutting away to a card.
Yeah.
It gives you time to read, and then it goes back to the action.
Yeah.
That, and if you watch something enough times, you just know what's going on.
And I quote, my favorite moment of I've watched something too many times was when my dad walked into my room one day while I was working on my final dissertation for college, for my university program, and I was watching Spaceballs, and before they could say the lines, I was saying all the lines like through the first like half an hour of the show.
Yeah, those movies are always great.
I love Mel Brooks. His movies are just great.
Yep.
We were actually Radron and I were playing a game last night when he was over about like picking genres of films that were parodied. So like a parody of like a secret agent film, and I said, well, obviously you got Austin Powers and like Flint. And we're going through, and he's like, I bet I can think of one that you won't be able to find a parody of. And I was like, go for it. He's like, musical parodies. I was like, oh, that's really easy. Team America World Police. He just looked at me and goes, God damn it.
That is such a funny movie. I don't think I've ever seen it. But yeah, sub versus dub. Just watch whatever the fuck you want.
No, exactly.
And again, I won't watch the dub of Lucky Star because I felt like the characters had no emotions. It wasn't because their voices were bad, and maybe it got better after the first episode. I don't know, but it felt like Lucky Star is an anime about nothing. It's like Seinfeld. It's just girls going to school talking about crap that normal people talk about.
Yeah.
But it is so addictively fun to watch.
I love Lucky Star. Oh my god.
Because the characters are so great.
Hilarious.
It's great characterization and they feel like real
Yeah.
people. When the dub, it felt like they had never seen the script before, which happens sometimes, and they were just like, yeah. So yeah, I do not watch the dub of Lucky Star.
My favorite thing about translations of anime scripts that I don't get bent out of shape, but everyone else does, is taking liberties with cultural jokes.
We talked about this on another podcast about how, because just like we make pop culture jokes, they make pop culture jokes. And yeah, you could subtitle that, but often the audience won't get the joke, so it's kind of pointless. So sometimes they'll change it to an American reference, which is pretty similar, so you can generally get what the fuck's going on, and apparently that's the worst thing ever.
Okay.
Put it this way, my favorite example of this is in FLCL when in the English dub, Takun's father is talking about Crystal Pepsi. In the Japanese version, he's actually talking about a version of Ramen, which at that time was unknown in the United States. And so they changed it to Crystal Pepsi because they thought that would be more, like, logically, there would be a more logical connection with it in pop culture than with ramen.
As opposed to, like a specific talent. It's like, that makes sense. It's still a food item.
Yeah.
We get the reference. It's not like they changed the history of fucking Japan.
Yeah.
Which some animes have done.
Yes. No, I actually love that they do that because really, if you're trying to get a wider audience for your show and you're putting it in different languages, of course you're not going to give like every single country the same knock knock joke.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, there are some jokes that we just plain don't get because Japan has a lot of pun-related name jokes, so we don't get jokes about names. Even if we keep the name, we obviously don't get the joke because we don't know the
Let me
name
put it
behind
this
the
way.
name, or how the name changes meaning when it's written a certain fucking way because their language is written in like 4 different ways. And it
'Cause
changes
kanji.
when because there's down and there's this, and then there's also
Let me put it this way.
the fancy
What-
fucking form.
They have name puns. We have topical puns. It's the same idea, but it's phrased in a different way because of the way our languages, our syntax are built. So is where they're making jokes about like Harangu is a joke on weather, cloudy with a chance of assholes, basically.
Which, we just think, oh, it's Japanese. Because in all rights it is, but they're making a joke as well. Unless, we're not going to get it unless a character outright states the joke. Which
Yeah.
often they don't do. It's just supposed to be something you laugh at when you hear the name.
So like a lot of animes, like what a lot of the really good dubbing studios have done is like if it's a naming joke, like they're making a joke about like a word that means multiple things, and like depending on how it's phrased in the sentence, they just switch right over to like my favorite thing, like fish puns or geology puns. Like they'll just pick up on a like a related set of puns and do a word pun. Like, aren't you glad I didn't say banana? Waka 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 waka.
And that was your dubbing lesson of the day. Sorry. Animes are a thing. Though hubby and I, even though I'd seen it before, we just finished watching the Avatar: The Last Bender, which he ended up loving, which I'm so happy about because I love that show as well. It's a really good show. You should watch it.
I've seen it. It just took me a second. You guys got done watching the anime?
It's not an anime, it's an American show.
Avatar?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, it's an
Or
American
you're
show.
wearing, are you watching the
Short
American
bald kid, big arrow tattooed on his forehead,
Yeah.
rides a giant flying buffalo.
So we're gonna bison.
Sorry, bison, whatever.
It's an air bison, damn it. So eventually we'll start The Legend of Korra, which hopefully will be just as good.
Korra's more adult.
I think that's I'm guessing that might be why a lot of people had issue with it. But I don't know. I'm trying not to not let a fandom color my perception of something. Because I let it do that with like Attack on Titan. It makes me not want to watch the show.
See, I was smart. I stayed away from the fandom and watched it completely blank and just thought, what a stupid show.
Well, it's not like I'm intentionally looking. It's just it comes up occasionally because people blog about a wide variety of things. And I tried to look past it, but sometimes it's just like, what? It did what? And it's I'm finding in my old age that sometimes it's becoming a little hard to ignore. Which is why when Crystal came about, I actually ended up unfollowing a lot of bloggers because they were kind of ruining Crystal for me because they were hating it. And not like critically hating it, just bash hating it, and that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
If you're gonna hate it, tell me it in a critical way.
What's been blowing my mind is all of the random hardcore like bashing of Usagi as being a terrible example of womanhood because, she relies on a man to save her, and if she was a real strong, feminine example of, womanhood, she wouldn't rely on Mamoru. And it's like, Dude, that has nothing to do with anything. That's just part of like being a family and having friends and shit that you rely on each other.
That and the Senshi safer far more often.
Yeah.
In all rights. But in the end, Usagi's the one that actually has to save the day, so I don't get their point. Just because he shows up doesn't mean she's relying on him.
Yeah, he usually just shows up,
He
does the initial save,
yeah.
and then she saves everyone.
Hell, he does less in this version because he doesn't seem to have his powers from the manga either, or they're going to have them later. Like, he doesn't have the rose in this from the anime, and he barely actually gets in the fight. Normally it's shove her out of the way of something or be supportive, which, I'm sorry, male or not, wouldn't you want that from somebody?
Yeah.
Feminism is not being about strong just on your own. Yeah, you should be able to be strong on your own, but at the same time, you should be able to be strong because of other people in your life. They want
And
this.
I believe...
They want this icon of never failing, and that's not a person.
Yeah.
Well, I liked. I can't remember the Tumblr user's name, but she was like, "Let's try to keep in mind that this is a 15-year-old girl."
Isn't she 14 right now?
Or 14.
Yeah.
But my point stands. Like, yes, let's put a middle teenage girl into life endangering battles to the death.
Mm-hmm.
And see how well she does. I mean, she's not a battle-hardened soldier. Like, it's not like, she's conditioned to deal with this shit. She's kind of going into it blind.
I mean, Mamoru's been doing stuff before this. Venus has been doing stuff before this because she was running around as Sailor V and pretending to be the princess. And the others have skills that are helpful on the battlefield. Usagi's shining light is that she's friendship and help, but on a battlefield, that's not.
No, it's not. Except for you hurt her friend.
Yeah, yeah.
And you'll get
in the end, she will destroy you. Which is
I love it because I get to see the original, like, pretty much like a better version of it, and I get to see it all over again because it's probably going to be even better to watch the whole first battle with Queen Beryl.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be amazing.
Oh, that's going to be a bit different from the 90s anime.
And see, I'm looking forward to it, even if it's harder to watch because God knows I cried the first time.
Which, as I've said before, all versions of Sailor Moon have their problems, but I really do love all versions and how they explore the characters differently.
Yeah.
While still being the same fucking character.
It's interesting too, because like some versions of sometimes when you see like a redone version of a series or a franchise, you kind of go like, wow, that version. Like, for me, it was always like the Samurai X movies versus Rurouni Kenshin.
Which, I love the Samurai X movies.
I can't take them; they're too depressing.
I really don't like the show because it's too wacky.
Okay, so I like both.
Then that's fine.
Rurouni Kenshin is like, and just the whole Samurai X is just amazing. I love the storyline. I even think the way that it ended was beautiful. I bawled my eyes out.
Well, apparently we should be watching the live action movies because they're
really
great.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, live action movies are like a good mix of both sides of that coin.
Whereas some live action versions are just wow. Like, do not watch the live action version of Ouran High School.
Oh god, it's terrible!
And not because it's campy. The camping is fine. It's the actors aren't all that great, except for the chick. She's great. But like Bunny, the guy who plays the little guy, they use special effects to make him small, but it's only some of the time, and it's really fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do not recommend.
Okay.
No,
sorry. I like live action versions.
Sailor Moon always has to get in there. I'm sorry, it's part of our life.
I want the Nintendo side.
Well, I'm not paying attention. I'm going to assume it's for the Creepy Doll Photoshop Nose Challenge. Or it's
No,
just
that's
something.
for that thing.
Well, yeah,
I
Creepy.
think they're just messing with the internet.
They might be. They do have a buttload of props. We are talking about Desert Bus again because, again, it's on and distracting.
Oh,
Because it's awesome.
I think the nose challenge thing is actually a bunch of video games they win because they showed a bunch of video games beforehand.
The Nintendo side might be for a donation challenge. They have these things where if you donate a specific amount, you put into a raffle for items. So that might be. I don't know. Again, we don't have the sound on. So it's just kind of on. Did you have more to say about Sailor Moon?
I'm behind, so.
Well, I mean,
I'm looking forward to seeing it all over again and seeing it the way that it's supposed to be.
well, it's still a bit different from the manga, but I like the changes so far because I'm not the biggest. Like, I still enjoy the manga, but I'm not the biggest fan.
I've never read it. I am the epitome of like the worst fangirl ever because I fell in love with the English dubbed Sailor Moon, and then I saw it in Japanese and fell in love a little bit more, but I never read the manga.
It doesn't matter. You're still a fan. We need to kill this concept that you have to see all fucking versions and then you had to be there from the start. That's the thing that fucking nerd shitheads try to use against women because they don't know every fucking little minute detail.
None of you are real anime fans because you don't collect like I do.
Yeah, so somebody could qualify fandom in many ways. No, you enjoy it, you're a fan. Even if you only enjoy one version that everybody else fucking hates, who cares? You're a fan.
I know what my favorite live action adaptation of a manga was. There was this Japanese manga called Mars.
I think
oh god, Mars.
It was fucking popular.
And the only thing that had come out of Japan was the manga. They didn't make an anime of it. They didn't make a live action. But I'm guessing because it was
a Mars anime.
Might have happened later than this.
There's a cartoon, and they completely changed like everything about it. Instead of it being a high school, it's like a dance school, and it's ridiculous. It's retarded. Leave it alone. either read the manga and just read the manga, or the Taiwanese made a live action version, right?
Didn't Kiki just talk about how it's alright to like everything, even if it's silly?
That's clearly my opinion.
No.
In her opinion,
if all you do is watch the animated Abomination, yeah, just only watch that because you'll never be happy with anything else, because that's usually how people work. But the Taiwanese did a live action of Mars, and it goes by the entire storyline. The only thing that they did is that in the manga, everybody's in high school. In the live action, it's everybody's in it's like this between area of high school and like actually going to a university. But it has like a high school, like community college type feel to it.
Yeah.
But because in okay, words are hard.
It's okay. I understand.
Because in the manga, everybody's in high school. There's a lot of shit that happens, and it's like really fucked up shit that happens to a teenage girl, like a young teenage girl. And they just couldn't do that to a young actress. So they're like, okay, well, we'll put her in high school, so instead of this happening to her in junior high, it happened to her in high school, and it's still affecting her in college. essentially. Other than that, they pretty much got everything else spot on, and it's beautiful. The actors do a wonderful job. They got a girl that does not, because the main female character has gone through a lot and she is hurt and she is in pain, but she's not overly dramatizing, dramatic about it. I think her responses are appropriate. And sometimes when you have characters that went through certain things and you're trying to portray it, you make it over dramatic or you make it under dramatic and I don't know where I was going with all of that. I think Bones fell asleep.
No, he looks like he's zoned out, actually.
No, yeah, his eyes were open. He was paying attention. Calm down.
He looks lost now.
Well, it's because we're talking about him. Anyway.
Yes.
I'm sorry. What? I couldn't hear you over how awesome I am.
What do you mean? How awesome are you? You're moving
Someone
to California.
Here and here.
Wouldn't it be smarter if we were moving out there? He has water.
Oh,
If anything, he has
that's
too much.
how you're awesome. You sent us a bunch of money so that we can move.
Dude, I just got health insurance. I'm not moving. Dude, I have an actual doctor's appointment.
Ooh.
Like, that I don't have to fucking pay for and didn't get through the emergency room.
Awesome sauce. I want health insurance.
I cannot remember the last time I did that. I think the last time I did that was when hubby worked at the casino.
I don't know when
that was a really long freaking time ago. That was like 8 years ago.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I'm looking at having that happen to me. It's already been almost 5 years since the last time I actually got to see a doctor. I'm pretty sure that there's things that need to be poked.
Damn it, I know.
And prodded?
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sorry.
pretty much what they do to you when you go and you get checked out. They're like, I'm gonna touch here and I'm gonna breathe here and I'm gonna...
Does she not poke and prod you enough?
Apparently
no,
not.
I squeeze your balls.
Unless you want me to screech, stop it.
I think the last time I did a physical, that was my favorite part, when the doctor just, looks at me, cups my balls in his hands, and goes, "Turn your head and cough." Just stop squeezing my balls and I will.
I am not looking forward to mammograms.
You don't want them squished.
The least of your worries. The way your body's going, you're gonna be getting fucking colonoscopies before too long.
You know what? I'd rather have that. I would rather have that than a fucking mammogram.
But having a thing fucking snaked up your asshole is not something you want to look forward to. Take my word on this. I've been on the receiving end of one. They're no fun.
I've already had crap snake down my throat. Why not the other one?
I've had both and I don't know which is more discomforting.
Considering I was out for the first one, I have no idea except for the agonizing pain after the fact because your throat is so raw.
I didn't have that problem. They gave me that drug that blanks your short-term memory for 4 hours. So I was conscious for it, I just can't remember it. Because they're dicks like that. They don't knock me out. They gave me the drug that makes you unable to remember having it done.
Yeah.
You were date raped by your doctor.
Pretty much. I couldn't figure out for the life of me why they had to have another adult, like you had to have a witness.
That is a terrible joke. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was not a nice thing to say.
No, it's legit. They told me I had to have another adult in the room when they did it. And I'm like, I have to have a witness for them? He's like, yes. He's like, it's a thing for our safety and yours. And I'm like, okay.
It's so a party not associated with the hospital has a memory of it in case something happens.
Yeah.
Because you won't.
That is hilarious.
I hope
I just remember like my memory, like my short-term memory coming back like 4 hours later. I'm sitting in my underwear watching Team America World Police and eating a bowl of Lucky Charms and being like laughing my ass off and having no idea what's so fucking funny. And having no idea how I got home and where my pants went.
At least I have a general idea of, what happened.
The best
Not
part
that I
was
was
my dad
awake
coming
for
down
it.
and going, I wasn't sure if you were alright when all I heard when we walked in the door was, woo! Pants off, dance off time! I apparently, I got in the door, got into the living room, and just immediately ripped my pants off and, threw them at the wall, and then walked to my room.
Stay tuned for part 2. This is part 2.
Wow.
James's driver time's almost up. Yes, we're still talking about Desert Bus. Desert Bus everywhere.
Still got 53 minutes. What are you... whatever.
Maybe he had to pee.
Well, occasionally he goes up to pee. No, hopefully I don't have more surgeries in the future, though.
Yes, no more surgeries, darn it.
Although a new hip would be nice. And a breast reduction.
Oh, please.
Yes.
Actually, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't care if you just took them all. Whatever. They're annoying.
You would have to learn how to walk again.
Somehow I feel like it would be for the better because these are like, what, 5-pound weights each on my fucking chest? And I have joint problems? Get rid of them.
Just take him, damn it.
No. Was I actually going to get pizza, or were we just talking about pizza?
We were joking.
I wasn't.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm not in control of you. I will eat pizza if you get it, but I'm cool otherwise.
That's on you.
Aww.
You have the car.
Aww.
I just have the money.
Aww.
I don't care either way.
People make me make decisions.
Whoever mentioned pizza, it's their
Pick
fault.
a hand.
Pick a hand.
What the hell are we doing?
One hand is yes, one hand is no.
Pizza.
You're getting pizza. I didn't write anything on my hands. Right is yes, left is no. Because this is my dominant hand.
Okay, I'm getting pizza.
We will continue the
Awfully
podcast
righteous
without
of
you.
As I hand over my card.
Maybe we'll sit here and talk about Minecraft for a while.
Dude, I haven't played Minecraft in forever, and I've got those books.
God, I'm leaving the two of you alone. I can't do this.
Why? What are we gonna do? Talk about you?
What are you afraid he's gonna seduce her? What?
Actually, no.
Start a conversation.
You know what? Yes, she's an attractive woman. But I would not do that to you, and I don't think she would do that
Thank
to
you, I think.
If it
Don't
helps,
talk shit
If you're
about
gonna
me.
do it, at least
either.
do it while he's home, so he can get in on
You're
it.
supposed to be like the mom figure? That's wrong.
in all rights, most people are attractive to me from a physical perspective, so
Oh, gee, now I feel special.
no, don't. My pansexuality is actually quite vast, so
Well, don't worry, guys. I'm not attracted to any of you, so you're good to go.
Yes! No.
What? Thanks.
What?
Can I get the
Oh,
change?
so because I'm not
That's to get me
physically
in trouble,
attracted to you,
me.
it's an insult.
You want
I'm
a drink?
sorry. I only like produce.
If you want
Is
to
that
drink
a problem?
You want 6?
the cheesy Italian one.
Okay. Alright. Do you want a drink?
Why would we buy a soda at the pizza place when it's hella expensive?
Because she's lazy. Why
Want me to go
else?
somewhere else and get a drink?
You don't have to. I mean, are you at a Kickstart?
Yes, that's where I stole from you.
Okay, well then go get drinks.
Oh my god.
See if Kiki would like something.
No, I'm good with tea.
Okay, I'm gonna double headphone it now.
Oh, God.
Oh my god. Bye. Don't crash and die. I won't. At least I'll try.
Well, somebody's gotta wear Grieve's headphones while she's gone.
And we never heard from her again.
Wait, you mean my assassin's actually gonna work out?
No, I already killed them.
Damn it, Kiki, you know how expensive American ninjas are?
I'm sorry, but it's your own fault. They're shit.
Well, I would buy Japanese ninjas, but they're like 3 times as much money. That's
Well,
really
you
hard
know
to
what?
make
You're
them
wasting money because I'm just gonna keep killing them, so you might as well pay for the expensive one.
Or I could pay off your doctors to kill you.
You
doctor-
better hope you don't have a crooked doctor.
A doctor's body is just as easy to bury as an assassin. That's all the fucking same.
Let's just hope he didn't get his medical degree on April 1st.
Oh, don't joke, dude. When I was in Virginia, there was a doctor. He had this creepy last name, and I look over. This is the first time I'm seeing this doctor, mind you, okay? I look over at this creepy doctor's name, and I'm going, I don't feel comfortable already. And I have how they post their certificates or their licenses up on the wall.
Yes.
It was posted for April 1st. I'm going, no.
I know.
That's what he's referencing.
You told me this story last week.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, that was last week. This is this week.
It wasn't last
Short-term
week.
memory.
It wasn't
2
even
weeks
last
ago.
week.
I'm
It was 2
sorry,
weeks ago.
Kiki.
What?
This is fucking literal over here. Obviously, she keeps killing my ninjas. What's a cupcake supposed to do?
It's supposed to sit there and look delicious.
Not send ninjas?
Well, I'm doing my job now, aren't I?
No, you're not.
He's missing frosting.
Well, you just
No. Give him a couple minutes and he'll frost himself.
Okay, this in stereo thing is not working.
Okay.
Everybody Harlem Shake.
Nobody Harlem shakes anymore.
Oh my god, dude, the girl in the freaking black. Holy shit.
We're being distracted by Desert Buskin.
What the heck are they doing?
I don't
Dancing.
know if this was a challenge or if this is just a dance party break. Because they have a button that just plays random music.
Okay, they are using some very outdated dance moves, though, is what I'm saying.
Wow.
Well, they're trying to be comical.
Poor Pika.
They go tally. I'll probably just cut out this part.
God.
Because we're all distracted.
I think it's just that they're supposed to follow the person in front.
We're just gonna get back and we won't have done anything.
Usually when I go to the bathroom and leave them two alone, they don't do shit.
It happens. Ooh, let's do the robot.
The bear
To the
robot.
robot! Yeah! Robot go!
I do not dance.
Excuse you.
Tea has made me gassy, but the tea is lovely. I got myself some fancy long leaf loose tea and I have been loving it.
What are you complaining about?
I'm not complaining, I was loving it.
Loving what? Huh?
Tea. What else do I love?
Ass?
What?
You
I
said you love
don't
tea.
know.
Yeah.
I said so ass?
I
Not a
hate tea.
tea fan.
He's making an alphabet joke.
Oh, never mind.
You know what? As long as it's not a fish pun, I don't care.
I get
I can
lost
see you
sometimes.
thinking about it. Shut up! I will mute you.
Don't be a crab, Kiki!
You just can't hold back.
Let it go, let it go.
No, let's not get that stuck in my head, please.
But Skeletor was singing it earlier. Ah, Desert Bus. Anyway,
I'm floundering to think of any fish puns.
I hate you. Shut the fuck up. No, if anything, Too Many Cooks is stuck in my head.
Yeah, I'm so glad I turned that off after like 30 seconds.
Too many cooks. And because you don't have internet, so you have the blessing of not knowing what Too Many Cooks is. Although it was awesome. Just, now it's stuck in my head. Too many cooks.
You are not going to sing that. I'm really taking the chance that... no, I don't need that. I really don't. If you think of any good fish puns, let me know.
I certainly won't. Hubby and I finally saw How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah, we still
Good
haven't
movie.
watched it.
It's a good movie, but it doesn't have, the story's a bit meh. Like, I
Yeah.
still enjoyed it though, and it's fucking gorgeous. Obviously. I mean, they made new tech just for it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well, we were going to watch it today. With everything that happened with Grieve at work, when we were at home, the plan was to watch How to Train Your Dragon and then How to Train Your Dragon 2, and then we decided to take a nap, and then the alarm didn't fully wake us up. And the problem was it was on her side of the bed, because if it's on my side of the bed, whatever. I even had to do this bit of, hun, you have your phone. Hun, what? You have your phone. You need to turn it off.
yeah, Grieve is, usually when I stay the night, and if I for some fucking reason set an alarm, I put it right next to my face.
Mm-hmm.
Or somewhere, and I know
Oh.
no matter where I put it though, it's not gonna bother her. She won't wake the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Because there was quite a few times where, like, when I was gone from work, she'd be like, what time do you need to be up in the morning? And she'd be like, okay, I'll call you, even though I had to get up at like 3:30 in the morning, you know, whatever. She'd set an alarm and sleep right through it or turn it off and never get up. And, like, then she would, like, be all worried about it. And I'm like, I do have an alarm. I'm a big girl. I can do this.
She got a bit accustomed to having to wake someone else up. So.
But,
I think that might be also why she sleeps through alarms. She's always done it, but why she's accustomed to it, because previous boyfriend also had that nasty habit, so they both would just sleep through alarms.
yeah. No, I can't do it. I can, once an alarm has gone off, unless I have literally sat there and said, okay, I can still sleep for another couple hours, I've got nothing to do. It was just an alarm I set to have one. Or an alarm I forgot to shut off. I literally cannot lay in bed for any longer than 10-15 minutes before it starts nagging at me and going, I gotta get up.
Mm. I finally turned mine off because either I'm awake, I wake up before it, or I'm only going to bed like a couple minutes before it would fucking go off. So it's pointless because I'm not going to get the fuck up to it.
Yeah. No, the phones stay on my nightstand.
Mm-hmm.
That way she can't roll over and snooze it. I have to deal with it. So, yeah.
See, mine's super annoying because I actually have mine set up to go off 3 times unless I do a specific button combination.
Yeah.
So even if like I turn it off, it'll go back off again in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It'll keep doing that until I put in a 3-button combination, which actually requires you to be awake to do. Because it changes every day.
Yeah.
You have to punch in a 3-number code that pops up on the screen. So it's just like, you're like the 3rd time it goes off, I'm just like, I just pick it up and throw it across the room. I'm like, fucker.
My old phone used to have where you could set it up to where you had to solve a puzzle or something before you could turn it off. So if I didn't punch in, most of the time it was just like put these numbers in, descending order or something. You didn't do that, it just kept going off until you got it right.
Yeah.
So, unless you hit snooze.
Yeah.
If you hit snooze, it'll go off again, but it will not shut off until you do that sequence.
Yeah.
So it just keeps going off.
What I like about mine is that it'll go off for 30 seconds and then go into auto snooze.
Yeah. Well,
And it'll snooze for like 2 minutes and it'll go off again.
Mine won't even do that. If it goes off for a certain amount of time and I don't touch it, it automatically shuts off, I guess.
Nice. You can set mine to do that. Like if you don't answer it in 5 minutes, it just shuts up and goes away. But I have it set to just auto snooze. 'Cause sometimes what ends up happening is like I get up, like we'll say like 20 minutes before it's gonna go off, and go take a shower, and it goes off while I'm in the shower.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of hard to sleep when I was on the road too, though, because I would have an alarm set. My roommate would have an alarm set, and hers would go off, and then mine would go off probably about 10, 15 minutes later, and then hers would go on about 5 minutes later, and it was like every 5 minutes back and forth after that, our alarms would go off. So it was kind of hard to go back to sleep, because like the minute you start to try to, that alarm goes back off. So it's like bouncing back and forth.
Nice.
But yeah. We were never late for work.
Nope.
Yeah.
That was one of the nicest things when I started working. I started working an actual office job and didn't have to like get up at the crack of dawn anymore. For a long time, like when I was in high school, I worked maintenance, so I had to get up at like weird hours and do shit. So it was constantly a pain in the ass. That was one of the big things. That was one of the big things why I didn't immediately apply for grad school when I graduated from college. It was just like, I don't want to have to get up at 6 a.m. every morning for another 2 or 3 years. I'm like, I'm going to take a break for a couple of years and just, get up at like 8 a.m. and go to work.
Yeah.
I miss school.
I don't know if I miss school. I think I miss the people I went to school with.
Oh, I barely knew anybody. I miss school.
I miss being the age where I didn't have to worry about crap.
Yeah. We all do, take my word on that.
And we all wanted to grow up.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
We were idiots.
You think it's gonna be so awesome being an adult, and then you realize being an adult is basically the same thing as being a kid. It's just that now you're responsible for all your own shit.
Yeah.
And like when you fuck up, no one's gonna come and help you. You have to figure it out. It's just like, oh god. Like I miss being a kid and like getting a flat tire, and my dad would come out and fix the flat tire for me. Now it's like, I gotta fix the flat tire.
Freaking the first time, if I have kids, the first time one of my kids looks at me and goes, I can't wait to grow up. I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna laugh hysterically. And when they start going, what are you laughing at? You'll see. You'll see. Just wait.
Yeah.
Dude has cheese on his head now.
Yeah.
That's it. Cheese heads.
It comes back on occasion. I have forgotten what I was going to say. Oh.
I don't know.
Something dark side of the force.
There's cookies? Where?
Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
Mm-hmm. And then you get there and you're like, oh no, it's crappy cookies. Well,
They're macaroons.
No, that's when, someone says, come to the dark side, we have cookies. I go, what kind of cookies? Who made them? What were they made with? I want to know details, because if those cookies aren't worth it, I ain't going nowhere. Oh, that's trippy.
Okay.
Well, the little circle thingy is right over where it, see?
Yeah. Somebody forgot to turn off. There it goes. What was I gonna say?
Like, you can't really see unless you're, like, someone walks across it. Uh oh. What happened?
Oh, they're playing Secret Service.
Oh.
For those of you at home that don't know what Secret Service is, it's essentially where you and a group of people, when you're hanging out or walking around, decide without their knowledge who the president is, and then sort of jump on him because an incident happens.
And they chose the video game person.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
They're probably going to do that more than once. Because
There
it doesn't
is
matter really how many times they'll crash, they'll keep going.
a pink spot on the box.
There's probably a point to that. We
I think it's an octopus.
It does look like an octopus.
We don't have audio, so I don't really know what's going on other than he's opening the box.
Oh. We could make up words for the people.
My brother and I used to do that when we were younger.
Oh, thank God we weren't the only ones.
No, we used to, way back in the day, we got this foreign language channel, and we would often watch it at night because they had cool martial arts movies, but we had no idea what the fuck anyone was saying.
So you would sit there and just make up your own crap. Yeah. Hey, there was another box inside the box.
It's like nesting dolls for boxes.
There's
driver cam, focus.
Focus.
Oh, it's
a Castle Crasher.
Yeah. Castle Crasher. Oh, is it a Castle Crasher figurine?
I don't know. He hasn't opened the box yet.
Or is he gonna open it beyond that? Because again, don't know what's going on. Hi, Tally. Bye, Tally.
Oh, apparently he needed directions.
Well, she is like the coordinator for everything, so he probably was.
Let's leave an open box knife sitting on the couch where the person is playing video games.
Was there a box in that box? There was a box in that box. It's a case. Oh, it's got a cute drawing on it. I don't know anything about Castle Crashers really, other than it looks adorable.
So we're on the same page with this one?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, didn't Stamper do the art for Castle Crashers?
Possibly.
Or was it Johnny Utah? It's one of the guys, one of the founder guys, or one of the major
Yeah,
founder
another
guys.
box. Nesting dolls of boxes.
There's another box!
On Desert Bus.
I don't know. It looks like there's multiple items coming out of this box.
Is it a bunch of different figurines? It's figurines!
Oh, it's the pink guy.
There was something else in his hand. Was it just bubble wrap? I want to play with the bubble wrap.
It looks like bubble wrap. Anyway, we should probably stop watching
We're so easily distracted.
Seriously, as long as I'm awake, Desert Bus will be on in some fashion. And then after that is the Yogcast Christmas stream.
Oh, is that coming up after these guys are done?
Yeah, I think there's like a couple weeks in between because theirs is more Christmassy, but
Yeah, theirs starts in December, I think.
yeah, and they don't do it 24 hours. It's
No,
a set
they
time,
just do, like,
but
what is it,
it's
like,
every day.
A couple hours at a time.
Yeah.
I'm really excited that is it Strippin? Not Strippin. Who is it? One of the guys is doing the Christmas countdown again, like the Minecraft Christmas calendar.
I don't see why it would be stripping. Unless he's
It's not
going.
Strippin. It's Martin in the Little Woods.
Oh, okay. I can see how you got.
This is the last year they're gonna do it. He's like, this is, they've taken it as far as they can go. This is their last year. But I enjoyed it the last couple of years. It's kind of fun.
That's creepy.
What's creepy?
Someone stuck that creepy doll thing on
Its
top
name,
of them.
its name is actually Creepy Doll.
Yeah. But it's like the creepy doll on top of somebody. It has legs now, and it's petting the dude. That just looks creepy.
Oh, they're sweetening the pot with something. Talking about Desert Bus while waiting for pizza.
Pizza! You bastards! How dare you get pizza?
Oh, and not Desert Bus related. We landed something on a comment. Desert Bus. Whoa.
Holy, what the hell? They're messing with things again.
I don't know what that is.
Neither do I.
It looks like a pen.
It looks like a keychain.
I think it is a keychain.
I haven't really gotten to watch anime, so I can't talk about other animes.
Oh, hey, it looks like the symbol that they have for their.
It's probably a
Thing up
Desert
there.
Bus pen, yeah.
It's probably their a keychain or something for them. I don't know. It looked like a keychain to me. Oh, look, they have a golden ticket. It was a gold thing. Well, look, it's gold.
Gold! Gold.
Good member. I love good.
Woo!
No yawning, goddammit.
You shut up. You're not in control of me. I haven't had real sleep
Real sweet.
in a couple of days.
You don't get to bitch. Some of us are working our asses off. Your excuse is you're just sick. I don't know where I was going with that. I
Yeah.
just blurted it out. Excuse me.
Everybody stop talking about her.
Yeah, she's not a bitch, not at all.
Ringo,
No,
go on.
no.
We have food. Go.
She can't hear you yet.
That's why it's good that I'm saying all
I'm
these
not going
horrible
to
things
today.
about her.
Oh, well, you know where the bathroom is.
You just had this just completed like, oh my god, why did I just try to hand that to her? Like the face was just perfect, just like this. Here you go, and then she just like goes out the door, just like, god damn it.
I have issues, okay? I have a mail key.
A mail key.
Yes.
Woo! Give it!
God
Oh,
damn
my
it.
kettle's probably done. I'll be right back. So,
Aw,
I need-
man.
Yes.
Would you stop with the light?
Never do what I want.
Why?
She's not pissing like every like 30 seconds with the amount of tea she sucks down. That's like-
Yeah.
I got home at like 3 o'clock. That's like her 4th or 5th pot of coffee or pot of tea.
It happens.
She goes through tea like I go through coffee. Well, like not anymore, but I used to go through coffee.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wean myself off of caffeine again.
Yeah. I don't know what I'd do without caffeine.
I'm trying to live without it, but it's hard.
Yeah.
I cheated a little bit. I took like Excedrin because I have freaking withdrawal headaches. On
Yeah.
top of stress headaches. This is not the time to be quitting it, but I really need to get off of it, especially with freaking Christmas coming.
Yeah. That's not gonna be fun.
No, I don't even know what I'm gonna do for Christmas this year. It's just like,
I know what I'm doing. The same flippin' thing I do every year.
stupid cards that mean absolutely nothing.
I hand out all the gifts at Christmas to my family, and I open mine.
Mm.
I'm just not looking to forward to sitting on the floor for a couple of hours handing out gifts on my knees.
Mm. I meant more what I'm gonna do for my family for gifts, because it's just like my family's terrible to buy for, because they're like the kind of people that just go out and get stuff when they need it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh man, I need socks or anything. It's just like, I already have all the clothing and fun stuff I could ever want, so yeah, just, whatever. Think of something. It's like, yeah, well, that's nice. That's like really easy to work out.
My family's just it's for my grandfather.
Yeah.
His birthday is the 19th.
Oh boy.
And it's funny because he actually knows everything that's under the tree for him pretty much. Because what he does, because none of us know what to buy him, is he buys his own gifts.
Yeah.
And then he sticks them on a table in their back room of their house. And we go back there and pick one for his birthday and for Christmas. We give him the money for it, and then we put it under the tree.
Nice.
So, he knows what he's getting.
Nice. So he's never like, oh, thanks a lot. He's like, awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So, and if we don't do that, we usually get them a gift card from like Target or Fry's or
Exactly.
something.
Yeah. I gotta give it up to my grandfather this year. Like, of all the things I got for Christmas, my grandfather bought me a bag of Dickies work socks, which I usually was like, thanks, okay, like what the hell am I gonna do with work socks? They're like the best socks I've ever owned.
Yeah.
Like, I got a whole bunch of different kinds of socks because I was having a hell of a time finding socks I actually liked for work. And like,
Yeah.
they're just like generic crew freaking Dickie work socks, and they're like the best socks I've ever had. They
Yeah.
breathe good, they're warm. It's like, damn. My mom bought me like basketball socks, which are what I'm wearing right now, and they make my feet sweat like crazy.
And that issue.
Like, these are like the kind that have the breathing holes in the tops and stuff.
Yeah.
Freaking, they're like half nylon, and they make your feet just like, ugh. They're fine for like just laying around the house, but like if you're wearing shoes,
damn
oh
things.
god, they do not breathe.
We have returned with pizza.
Hooray, pizza! I hate you all. I'm actually
What
like
the hell?
fine. I ate like an entire
actually drop something?
party pack
You
of
did,
like
the
White
dog was
Castle,
gonna-
so I'm
yeah.
like good to go. But still, and my dad never got me eggnog, so I'm gonna have to go out tomorrow and get some.
Okay.
I wanted to be farting up a storm in the morning. Instead, I have to wait till.
I'll check the news to see if anybody died from gas exposure in
Oh,
Minnesota.
yeah. I love me that eggnog. I think I'm gonna get the premium stuff this time around. My mom bought almond eggnog, which is like the grossest thing I've ever had.
That sounds disgusting. I don't even
You
like
ever
eggnog.
had like soy milk or like almond milk?
Oh, okay. Some brands of almond milk are nice, but not like as a milk replacement. And I fucking hate soy milk.
So she bought like really nice almond milk, but it's eggnog flavored. It is so like runny, and like eggnog is like regular eggnog is thick. It's like, oh, it's creamy. This stuff is like thin and runny, and it's like no. Actually bought the first thing I bought was Holly Nog, and I found out the difference in calories per cup is like 30 calories a glass, and so I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy regular eggnog going forward.
This is not the season that you calorie count.
Nope. This is a season where you forget. Now that I calorie count in the first place, I'm still. I know it's been a while, but I'm still just so happy being able to eat food.
Well, like today, just to celebrate the end of the week, I got like the White Castle party pack, which is like, what is it? It's 10 sliders, 10 hamburgers, and then like a sack of fries and a sack of chicken nuggets, and basically sat here and watched Desert Bus with Kiki and ate that all afternoon. It's like 5,000 calories, but I don't even care.
Whenever he talks about White Castle, it makes me not want to have it. It doesn't sound good.
What's up?
They're little burgers.
They're
I
actually
would
like,
love to go to an actual White Castle instead of buying the damn shit out of the freezer.
you'll never, unless you come to the Midwest, you'll never get an actual White Castle. They're only in the Midwest.
It's okay, I enjoy my In-N-Out.
Yeah. This is the thing, like, I'll never get to an In-N-Out unless I come to the West Coast. Actually, specifically California, because I don't think they're even, like, I don't think they're even outside of California.
They are.
Yeah, it's just mostly California.
That's like Culver's. Culver's is, like, from Wisconsin originally, so, like, you only find them up here. Culver's is actually really good, but it's a different kind of good.
Nom, nom, nom. Anyway, any topics anybody wants to discuss?
I can't even remember what me and him were discussing while y'all were.
Nuclear proliferation in non-bloc countries post-Cold War and its effects on socioeconomic
Okay, I know I was in the kitchen, but I have wireless headphones and I could hear one side of the conversation. I'm pretty sure that's not what you were talking about.
I want it. It's gonna hurt. I want it.
Could you use
Wow, that sounds like mean sex.
It's gonna hurt, but I want it.
hot pizza and cold sex?
Sex is never cold.
Maybe for you.
My sexual partner is a human heater. Sex is never cold. Even when cold is introduced, that's just to spice it up. Or because I'm freezing.
I think that was one of my favorite. I think that was one of my favorite lines of all times from my last girlfriend. She's just like, when it comes to Cupcake, there's no cold. He's a human polar bear.
Wow.
The funny thing is, I'm constantly cold, but apparently, I'm hot-blooded as shit.
That's clearly why you're cold, because you're radiating so much heat out instead of in.
She says I'm a human heater, but I am constantly cold.
I think it's people who are constantly cold expel a lot of body heat, and so if you're snuggling or together, yeah, you seem super warm because you're just blowing all of your body heat.
Well, I'm not like that. I'm constantly cold, and unless I have a fever, I'm usually freezing to other people. So that's probably just because I've got poor circulation and don't make enough body heat.
I was shocked how well the heating pad on your chest works for increasing your extremities temperature.
That's why I have one.
Like when my friend told me that, she's like, if you got cold feet or hands, she's like, put a heating pad on your chest. I'm like, what? She's like, seriously, 10 minutes, your extremities will be warm. I'm like, that does not work. And I tried it and it did, and I was like, what the hell? And then I realized that basically all you're doing is warming the blood in your chest.
Assholes. One. I just got my schedule for Thanksgiving.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I'm only going to be able to go to stuff in the morning and the afternoon. That's it. I don't get to have dinner. We have dinner before then.
Hey, just be glad you don't work for, what is it, Kmart or
Actually,
Radio
ours
Shack?
depends on when
They're opening at 8 a.m.
And we have dinner whenever dinner needs to be had.
I was shocked to find that there are stores opening at 8 a.m. on Thanksgiving. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Black Friday isn't even Black fucking Friday anymore. Now it's a Thanksgiving thing to go on Thanksgiving. Let's shop!
Screw that. I will never go shopping on Thanksgiving.
Nor will I.
Before you know it, everybody's going to be open for Christmas, too. You're going to open your gifts, and then you're going to be in the freaking lane an hour after you freaking open your gifts to freaking do your returns.
I mean, I'm all for a good deal, but no.
Here's the thing, the best deals are not Black Friday. The best deals are the 2 weeks before Christmas.
You're getting 5 3/4 of an hour work that day.
They couldn't even give me 6.
Well, they probably didn't give you 6 on purpose. Given 5 3/4, that's silly. They did that on purpose.
You want to tell Bones what happened to what?
Is that illegal?
No. You're not naming names, you're naming an event that happened.
Yeah,
it just depends on how your laws are set up.
Well, even then,
when I worked retail, they always avoided giving you enough hours that they had to give you a lunch break.
Okay. So, this morning, at work, I was working at the front desk, and there was a lady walking around the store, apparently, that allegedly had a knife and was threatening to kill herself. She ended up at customer service, and they were trying to make sure that she didn't leave before the cops got there, and they were attempting to make sure that she didn't hurt herself either without touching her, because we're not allowed to do that. They had me go in the back behind customer service as kind of, keep our associate out of harm's way or whatever, right? Well, the lady
when the cops got there, she cut herself. And then when the cops were trying to grab her, she ran to the back, probably thinking that there was a way out or at least a place to hide or something. And she was only about like maybe 6 inches away from me when the cops finally grabbed her. And I was backed into a corner in a tiny little room.
Ah, yes. Walmart, where the dregs of society congregate to fuck around.
Yeah.
And so, they let me go home early. They said I'm still going to get paid for the remainder of the day, even though I'm not working it. So that was kind of nice of them.
Yeah.
That shocked
And
me.
shocked the hell out
That's
of
not
me.
shocking at all. It's risk
That's them
mitigation.
covering their asses.
Yeah, they're covering their asses legally.
It's not like they gave her a bonus for it or anything.
Yeah.
But still, with the way, I don't know, with the way that certain things have been handled in the past with my experience with Walmart, not generally everybody, because I've had good experience working for them too, is that lately they've dropped all that care about associate BS. It's not even a front anymore. They say they do, but they don't even act like they do half the time, depending upon the store. Certain stores are really good about it. You know?
Believe me, working operations, it's all about covering your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Because given the experience she had, there's a small chance that she might sue for pain and suffering.
Mm-hmm.
So this is their way of saying, look, we took care of it.
Yeah.
You can't sue us. I'm not saying that Grieve would. I'm just saying like that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've made those decisions. It's stupid. Your legal counsel and retainers telling you, do this thing. This is how you prevent them from getting a winning lawsuit in court.
Yeah.
It's like the client we had trip on a piece of fucking sidewalk out front of our office and then proceeded to try to sue us for not making sure that the sidewalk was safe to walk on. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. A, we lease our space in the building, so it's not my problem. And B, good luck.
Yeah.
The sidewalk was dry and clear. It was clearly marked with yellow paint, so sorry. You're clumsy. You tripped. It happens.
Yeah. I'm gonna start giving her a liquid diet.
I have nutrition shakes left. You want them?
I don't need flipping nutrition shakes. I just can't eat very much in one setting right now because it hurts.
Well, if you change your mind, though.
No, I'm good, thanks.
They're good until like next year.
I think we just get an IV going. That'll take care of everything.
Yeah.
Even when you're still getting the nutrients, your body's like, no, even when you're getting the nutrients, your body's still like, why aren't we eating?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I want to eat and drink, but I can't because you'll just throw it up because you're stupid.
Well, it's not my fault that you're falling apart.
No, it's not. Stupid body.
Actually, at first it was quite amusing because you'd be like, I had a peanut butter sandwich and it stayed down for like 5 minutes, and then I tossed it all up.
Mm-hmm.
It was the little goals.
It was like that cycle of like trying to find stuff you could keep down. You're like, let's see if soup will stay down. Blah! Okay, soup's not gonna stay down. Crackers? Blah! Crackers won't stay down? Shit. Bread?
And
No,
eventually
that's
we
down.
were in the emergency
Mm-hmm.
twice.
I know, I had to drive you.
Yes, I very much appreciate that.
It's
Wait,
not
was this while I
funny,
was at
but
work?
it was.
What?
The last time, I think, like you had just started.
Well, I remember going to visit her, but I can't remember whether I had started work at that point or not.
I think you had. You had or
Yeah.
you were going to. We knew about the job. I can't remember if you were working it yet. I
Okay, I don't know. Getting close enough. It was somewhere in there.
yeah, I have a very poor sense of time.
So do I.
Kiki, it's the year 3000.
Shut up.
In the year 25.
Just because once you caught me zoning out for 20 minutes does not mean you have to do that shit.
That was fucking hilarious.
We're in
Oh
a
my
hangout.
gosh.
I don't know what happened. I just wasn't there for a while.
I don't remember what I said, but I had you like there was about a 5-minute period. I think it was like 12 hours later.
And then I looked at a car and I'm like, oh, no, I shouldn't have.
No, it wasn't. Oh shit! You're like, you son of a bitch. Because she was like all freaked out, I think. Because you're like, well, where's hubby? What the hell's going on? He should be home. What the fuck happened? And then it all clicked together, and you're like, you son of a bitch.
How dare you take advantage of my stupid brain?
Well, it's not my fault that you only sleep when you're physically exhausted.
That is technically not my fault either. I would have all the sleeps if I could.
Yeah.
That's right,
what I'll
all the sleeps.
All the sleeps.
say. All the sleeps.
That's it. I'm giving her a bunch of Z's for Christmas.
We could get her those little wooden ones, and then she could decorate them however she wants, and then just make like a line of them from her pillow up the wall.
Oh lord.
That
Don't
actually
give her
sounds
any
adorable.
ideas. She's a crafty bastard.
You totally. Oh, that is awesome. That's a great idea.
Glow in the dark Z's.
We could get you glow in the dark paint.
Oh no, we're not painting on the wall.
No, on the
you
Z's.
paint the Z's. Everyone gets to be different.
To be fair though, in all rights, is rarely fully dark in here.
Just saying.
It's just a nice idea. Go with it.
It's a cute idea. I do have acrylic paints,
And then there's, Sharpies and
which I have a buttload of.
what are they? Oh, somebody was bidding, so they were dancing. That's fun.
The auction light's not on.
Where's the auction light?
That red thing.
Uh-huh.
That's the auction light. When the auction's going on, it's on.
I think they're just having fun right now.
Do you want to try one of my Koopas? If I can get them apart. Hold that one.
Yay! We have separated them, and now we will murder them. Oh, such woe of Romeo and Juliet.
Wow.
Ah, good. What was I gonna say?
You want to try?
I already forgot. But no, Thanksgiving might not even happen on Thanksgiving for us, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
I believe I am refusing my family's non-invite this year.
Well,
They never
Wow.
actually invite me to anything. They just tell my parents and assume my parents are going to tell me about it. And then, unless it's like Thanksgiving or Christmas, they don't tell me about it.
Way to go.
Yeah. It's okay, my family sucks anyways.
mine doesn't,
Nope.
which means yours doesn't.
Hey, his shift is over.
And her family is awesome. So.
I don't know who's replacing him, so. Oh, actually, I think Alex is replacing him. Desert bus distractions! Mmm. Mmm. Pizza. Pizza,
What the
pizza.
hell is he?
What's up?
I wonder what he was doing with the system.
Oh,
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Kiki, did I tell you that I randomly found the entire box set of... Oh shit, what is that show called? Oh shit, now I can't remember. It's sitting upstairs. Oh, why can't I think of the name of it?
You
Okay.
randomly found a box set.
He often does.
Kitty Grade.
What?
Randomly found the entire box set of Kitty Grade.
It's not ringing any bells.
2 girls, secret agents.
Oh! Okay.
Yeah. Like, I heard about it years ago and never was able to find the DVDs and just randomly came across the original, like, Geneon box set and just picked it up. Like, it's like $20.
Where'd you get it?
Half price books. I went with one of my high school buddies.
More anime for the pile.
Yeah, pretty much. I meant to bring it up earlier, but I forgot. I got distracted.
They added more time.
Woo! 118 hours. Good luck.
Woo.
Wait, James still has a 12-hour shift? Holy shit.
They might have shift that to the new driver's time and they just haven't switched it. Yeah, he's getting up. Don't crash in the toss off. Beach. Okay. A lot of important stuff has happened.
Beej! Okay, now I see who's playing. Yeah.
Beej! Covered in bees. No, somebody come up with a topic.
Looks like he ran there.
He might have.
I like how as the years go on, more and more of them are getting so their style of dress is just getting like more and more like somebody's parent.
Well, many of them are already in their 30s.
I know.
Some of them are in fact already parents.
I know.
And then some of them are, like masters in physics and shit like that. So
yeah.
Should we just call the podcast here or something? Are we out of topics?
We're all staring.
We're being very distracted by Desert Bus, so.
I'm not. You guys are. I just don't know what to talk about. I mean, I could talk about how I'm slowly eating through Hyrule Warriors, but I mean, that's not really going to be interesting.
Gamergate still sucks, so there's no reason to
that's
talk
never
about
going
that.
away. Like,
yeah.
The collective assholes of the internet have decided that that's going to be the thing that they're going to keep ragging on for all of eternity.
But what autopilot? The device is cheating. But
what? That's crazy.
What was I gonna say? At least game companies are actually stepping up about it. I mean, Gamergate itself will never go away, but the mainstream part of the culture is changing, and that's good. Not necessarily always for the better, but.
Well, speaking of gaming
What's
companies,
Gamergate?
Ubisoft is taking a licking for what Assassin's Creed Unity ended up being.
Well, yeah, apparently it's really buggy.
It's
and, like,
broken as shit.
Yeah, I mean,
It
I
is
know
really
when you're in
broken.
the Animus, things appear buggy because it's a computer program, but the game itself is like.
No, I mean, like, I'm not talking
jank
about
as
like
shit.
it's buggy.
Yeah.
It's buggy. Like, what the shit? This is a AAA title. They spent billions of dollars on it, and the QA was terrible.
Yeah.
Character models don't load correctly. Stuff loads where it's not supposed to be. Cutscenes don't work right. Game mechanics don't work right.
Gamergate is. It doesn't matter how it started, even though what it started didn't actually happen. It's become a movement, essentially, about pissant men wanting women out of gaming.
Well, screw them.
Obviously, women don't
Because
belong in
how
video
dare the
games.
culture
You already picked that one up.
culture change to include women when we've already been here the whole time.
Yeah. No, women have been gaming pretty much since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's called Pac-Man.
I'll explain it in more detail at a later date because Gamergate makes me very upset because they've used it as a means to lean death threats against people and legitimate death threats. Like, you have to clear a school because of a bomb threat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the shit that people are losing their shit over, just blowing my mind.
Mm-hmm. They're using ethics in journalism as a stepping point for bullying and misogyny.
Wow.
But the ethics in journalism, when they talk about the event that happened never actually happened, and the ethics they talk about aren't real. They don't seem to understand what ethics are using. They're just abusing the term.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's like I was reading more into that head scientist with the
The
mission to
sexist shirt.
combat. Yeah,
That
like-
that was an oopsie.
he's getting death threats. He's getting all this shit. It's like, okay, he's a dumb nerd who didn't think about what he was wearing when he walked onto camera.
One of the gentlemen. Okay, are you two aware that we landed a probe on a comet?
No.
Okay, this-
But we lost contact with it, didn't we?
No, it's fine.
It's not going to be able to do a lot of the stuff it was originally going to do. It didn't land in the right place.
But still, it's something we've never done before. And by
Yeah.
we, I mean humans, not
Yeah.
NASA. It was a European thing.
Yeah, the European Space
One of
Agency.
the scientists,
The head scientist.
yeah, in charge during the launch wore an inappropriate shirt.
Okay.
And in all
It
right,
was-
he shouldn't have worn the shirt. I personally don't give a fuck if the shirt exists. I don't care. I care that he wore it in a public setting.
What did
But-
it say?
It didn't say anything. It had just
Here's what it was. It was a Hawaiian style button-up shirt. Like you ever seen like the old like Dragon Ball Z silk shirts? It was like that, but it was girls in lingerie with guns. It's like the dumbest thing he could have possibly worn
Not
on
some-
Don't
camera.
wear that
Yeah.
to work.
not something you should wear to work where, the
You
world
have
is
no
gonna be
idea the
watching.
shit that
Yeah.
You
scientists
shouldn't wear
get
it to
to
work,
wear.
period, really.
Like literally, if you're a hardcore scientist like he was, you can pretty much wear whatever the fuck you want because the fact that you spent 10 years of your life getting a fucking PhD in something gives you the right to basically dress whatever the fuck you want at work.
It's just when the camera turns on, you should think about what you're wearing. It also means that nobody else realized that he probably shouldn't have been wearing it until
the-
after the fact.
The director of the ESA said himself that he stands behind the guy, but he says he probably should have talked to him before he went on camera to get interviewed to change his shirt. The guy has, had a dress shirt. He just got caught up in the moment and forgot to change and didn't think anything of it and kind of was shocked when people were losing their shit on him over it. And I can kind of see where he's coming from because he's like, I just helped land a fucking probe on a moving comet, and you're going to focus on the fact that I wore an inappropriate shirt.
Which is why he shouldn't have worn the shirt, really. It taints the moment. But I don't feel he should be losing his job over his shit. He
No.
apologized already.
Yeah.
I realize he's still coming from a bit of a snooty place, but he apologized for it, and it's a shirt. It doesn't say, rapist fun or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
out of
my biggest
offensive
problem with-
shirts, it's not really that offensive. It just
No.
has sexy women with guns. Not even that greatly drawn sexy women.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like,
you
it's
have
like
a more
bad
offensive
pinup
shirt.
models.
My shirt's not really that offensive. It's offensive to a certain group, but it's not it doesn't say God raped your ear or something. Okay, it just says God is having gay sex in the secret. Oh no.
Stay tuned for part 3. You are now listening to part 3.
Well, it's like I was reading more into that head scientist with the mission to
sexist shirt.
combat. Yeah,
That was an oopsie.
he's getting death threats. He's getting all this shit. It's like, okay, he's a dumb nerd who didn't think about what he was wearing when he walked onto camera.
One of the gentlemen. Okay, are you two aware that we landed a probe on a comet?
No.
Okay,
But we lost contact with it, didn't we?
No, it's fine.
It's not going to be able to do a lot of the stuff it was originally going to do. It didn't land in the right place.
But still, it's something we've never done before. And by
Yeah.
we, I mean humans, not
Yeah.
NASA. It was a European thing.
Yeah, the European Space
One of
Agency.
the scientists,
The head scientist.
yeah, in charge during the launch wore an inappropriate shirt.
Okay.
And in all
It
rights,
was-
he shouldn't have worn the shirt. I personally don't give a fuck if the shirt exists. I don't care. I care that he wore it in a public setting.
What did
But-
it say?
It didn't say anything. It had just
Here's what it was. It was a Hawaiian style button-up shirt. Like you ever seen like the old like Dragon Ball Z silk shirts? It was like that, but it was girls in lingerie with guns. It's like the dumbest thing he could have possibly worn
Not
on
something-
Don't
camera.
wear that
Yeah,
to work.
not something you should wear to work where, the
You
world
have
is
no
gonna be
idea the
watching.
shit that
Yeah.
You
scientists
shouldn't wear
get
it to
to
work,
wear.
period, really.
Like literally, if you're a hardcore scientist like he was, you can pretty much wear whatever the fuck you want, because the fact that you spent 10 years of your life getting a fucking PhD in something gives you the right to basically dress whatever the fuck you want at work.
It's just when the camera turns on, you should think about what you're wearing. It also means that nobody else realized that he probably shouldn't have been wearing it until after the fact.
The director of the ESA said himself that he stands behind the guy, but he says he probably should have talked to him before he went on camera to get interviewed to change his shirt. The guy had a dress shirt. He just got caught up in the moment and forgot to change and didn't think anything of it, and kind of was shocked when people were losing their shit on him over it. And I could kind of see where he's coming from, because he's like, I just helped land a fucking probe on a moving comet, and you're going to focus on the fact that I wore an inappropriate shirt.
Which is why he shouldn't have worn the shirt, really. It taints the moment. But I don't feel he should be losing his job over his shit. He
No.
apologized already.
Yeah.
I realize he's still coming from a bit of a snooty place, but he apologized for it, and it's a shirt. It doesn't say, rape is fun or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Okay,
you know,
out of
my basic
offensive
was-
shirts, it's not really that offensive. It just
No.
has sexy women with guns. Not even that greatly drawn sexy women.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like,
you
it's
have
like
a more
bad
offensive
pinup
shirt.
models.
My shirt's not really that offensive. It's offensive to a certain group, but it's not it doesn't say God raped your ear or something. Okay, it just says God is having gay sex when you see a rainbow. Oh no. And it's not like I'm wearing it on national TV, but that's a moment of taking it too far. That's not really what we should be
Well,
focusing
that was
on.
the whole thing. It wasn't like he was wearing it on CNN or something. He was wearing it on a C-SPAN report.
Yeah, he shouldn't deserve death threats over it. Just
Yeah.
like no one should deserve death threats because they critically looked at sexism in gaming. Because it fucking exists. Get over yourself. Sort of thing.
I was just trying to make the parallel of stupid things to threaten people for death with.
The internet
Yeah.
is both terrible and beautiful.
Yes. And sexism exists in everything.
Well, yeah, we
But
live
in gaming, especially online gaming, I mean, if you're a guy playing online games, after the first one or two that you play, if you make a female character and you make a certain character so that all of her clothes are always small and she's never hardly wearing anything, right? You're gonna get gifts from other gamers.
Well, yeah, but that's part of sexism. They give you gifts because they think you'll get sex.
It's an online game.
Yeah, well, no.
That's why I love the Rainbow Six games, because all the female lieutenants and shit, full combat gear, looks no different than any of the male characters. Cause,
Textual sex is still the same shit. They feel like they're owed it too. This is often why I do not tend to use voice chat on online gaming. Because in most online games nowadays, because it's so prevalent, it doesn't really matter what your character looks like, because people know guys play girls and so on. So it's more of if you can prove they're a woman behind it, they'll nail you for it. So I often don't speak on the mic, because the second that happens, that's when the sexism starts. Because before that, I was just another dude.
Yeah.
As far as they knew.
Well, and then, don't use female names.
Well, apparently Kikimaru does not express femininity somehow. Okay, back in the day, the boys of the chat room did not realize it was a chick because apparently the way I talk or did then didn't seem feminine to them. So maybe that's what's happening.
Hmm.
But yeah, many women often don't use voice chats or fear it because, like, I was playing Left 4 Dead once, Left 4 Dead 2 multiplayer, and I wasn't using voice chat mostly because Eric was asleep, or hubby was asleep, I'll pick that up, behind me. But he woke up and went wherever he was going, so I'm like, okay, I'll use voice chat. It's quicker because zombies. Second I did it, make me sandwich jokes, asking for sexual favors for health items. It's like, nope, we were having fun, and now we're not. Bye!
Yeah.
I never got that. It just seems so immature.
Because it's entitlement. Whether they realize it or not,
I
it
guess
doesn't
maybe
matter.
my father just beat that kind of behavior out of me at a young age.
Because obviously not all men do it, but it doesn't matter whether it's all men or all women or
No,
whatnot.
yeah,
The majority enough feel entitled to it, and that's the problem because our society dictates it that they are in fact entitled.
Let me reiterate: just because you're a guy and you bought a lady dinner doesn't mean that she owes you a blowjob.
Yeah, even though we grew up with those sort of bullshit rules, like you gotta put out on the third date. If you buy me dinner, you gotta blah 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 blah. It's like, no. He bought
You
me
have to
dinner
do
because he
shit.
asked me out to the goddamn date. I shouldn't have to do anything else.
Yeah.
Just
No,
like I
what-
shouldn't date him just because
this
he
is your
asked.
job.
Yeah.
This is your job when a guy invites you on a date. Let him know if you actually like him or not. That's the one that drives me up the fucking wall.
See, I'll give you that.
You talk to a girl and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to talk to you again." You're like, "Great." You call them in and like they don't even talk to you, and you're like, "Why didn't you just say, you know what, I'm not interested." Even later, like after I'd left, just send me a message, say I'm not interested. Don't call me.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another thing. We're not supposed to be up front. We're supposed to protect your feelings and shit. I realize, yeah, we should. The rules of our society are very dumb. They hurt both sides. That's the problem. It's not just a women's issue. It's a societal issue.
Yeah.
And see,
It's like every
look,
date I've
we
been on
got
in the
back to
last 2 or
social
3 years,
issues.
it's been like that. Like, I tried calling the girl like a week later and like don't get anything. So like, I call like every couple days, and then finally after like the third or fourth phone call of not getting an answer and no response, I'm like, okay, I get it. Fuck. Why didn't you just say leave me alone? It would have been simpler.
Yeah. That's a cake.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm sorry, I just saw something on Kiki's other screen, and it's a cake made to look like a giant book, and it says Pride and Prejudice. That is gorgeous. I love that. That is awesome. Okay. Sorry, I would love to have talent like that.
Cake.
Cake.
I think the only time I've
The
ever
cake
been
is
really
a
pissed off
lie.
was like
The cake is a lie.
the one time I took the girl out and she's like, I had a good time. I was like, oh, I'm glad, blah blah blah. And then like after like a week of calling her on and off, she's just like, yeah, like never said she wasn't interested, just wouldn't talk to me. And I was just like, why didn't you just say I was never interested in the first place?
Yeah. People should be more upfront.
Well, sadly, for a lot of people in a lot of situations, they're not upfront because the fear of assault is there.
Yeah, which is fair.
Which is why many people don't, call out cat callers or anything, because people have fucking died from cat calling.
Yeah.
Or why you have sex with a guy because you're afraid he's going to murder you if you say no.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, because obviously anybody can be an abuser.
Yeah, sometimes women are just the craziest ones. What?
No kidding.
Some of the worst stories I have heard
I saw Invader Zim.
It's from the creator. It's amazing news for Invader of Sim fans. Just had my first ice cream drumstick in years, and it was amazing. Also, Zim is still canceled forever.
Oh, that's evil. That's mean.
Yeah, get over it. That show's never coming back.
Nope.
Nah, it came out in the wrong era for it. It would have been better if it had waited, but you don't know that. Hindsight is a beautiful thing.
Well, how
You
about
have
how
all
about
the
freaking
knowledge.
Ren and Stimpy?
I
Yeah.
heard one of the reasons why Invader Zim was canceled was because they found out the creator also made that Johnny the Suicide Bomber or whatever
Okay.
the hell it was.
Johnny the
When they
Homicidal
first-
Maniac.
There we go.
Yeah, when they first bought the property, they would have already known that.
Someone, you know how parents go crazy over certain things? It was something like that. It wasn't the people who actually bought it or whatever to show it. It was somebody who, like kids or somebody was watching it and they did research on it, apparently found this out, and then they flipped out.
Here's what actually happened. He lost creative control over the property, and because they couldn't come to an agreement on who would have majority control of how the show continued, it was canceled. It's what happens with every really good, interesting show. It's what happened to fucking My Little Pony. Like, I know that seems like a weird example, but Lauren Faust is like one of the dominant modern developers of animated properties. And when Hasbro basically decided that they would rather have full control of where it went because they wanted, they want it to be a merchandising, what's what I'm looking for? Not engine, but merchandising avenue. And they stopped really caring about writing an interesting story and was more just like, how can we push more toys through the television show? So they shit canned her. And that's why everyone lost interest after, like, season 2. When they knocked her off the show, it stopped having heart. It started just being another merchandising avenue. And that's what every major children's network is looking at. How can I sell shit?
Yep. I mean,
Because
all right,
these
they gotta
only
make
exist
money.
to sell something.
Yeah.
This is why SpongeBob's been on TV for 15 years, and other Nicktoons have come and gone in like a quarter of that time. I mean, it's insane to think like SpongeBob premiered in like 1998 or something. It's just like, holy shit.
I still find that show disturbing.
Oh, I don't say it's not disturbing. I'm just saying, like, they were able to merchandise it, so it gets to stick around.
Still a very disturbing show.
And then other great shows die because it's not being merchandised to the people they want it to. Young Justice.
Almost any show from that age group. Symbiotic Titan.
Yeah. It's like the people we wanted to buy the stuff aren't the ones buying the stuff. Can it? Yeah.
What was the cartoon? There was one I think on Cartoon Network that was actually little girls were buying more of the toys than little boys. It was aimed at, so they canceled the show because they didn't like that idea.
That's Young Justice.
Was that Young Justice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the people in charge of that show were trying to market to boys, but the majority of people buying the product were girls that canned it, even though it was making them money. Because apparently they thought that they would have to change the show to continue to market to girls, ignoring the fact that the girls were already buying the shit with how the show was.
Yes, because there were a lot of interesting female characters.
Well, there were interesting characters in general. Girls, we need to stop this, like, that there has to be this specific type of character to garner a gender. That's not how gender really works. Just write good fucking characters and they will watch it.
Yeah.
And they will pay for it.
I was getting more at the fact that the female characters were passing all the tests to exist on their own without a strong male character.
Young Justice did really have great ladies on it, but it also had great guys on it too.
No,
But
I'm not saying that the male
wanted-
characters were
yeah.
weak. I'm just saying that it had actual, legitimately well-written female characters that don't exist just to be... I don't know what the word you want to use with superhero.
Girlfriend material.
It's not
Damsels.
even that, because it's DC superheroes. they're not second fiddle to main characters like, Batman, Superman type shit.
Young Justice was essentially the modern Teen Titans.
Yeah. Which is
But they
saying
don't
something
go
because
by
Teen
Teen
Titans
Titans
came out
anymore.
like in the mid 2000s. It's not like it's only like a decade old.
Mm-hmm. Well, the show. I meant Teen Titans as a comic franchise has been around for a long time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I meant the cast was more the modern Teen Titans.
Yeah, I gotcha. I thought you were referring to like the original Teen Titans cartoon, and I'm like,
No, I loved that show, and I was very sad when they canceled it. Although Teen Titans Go, while not the same kind of show, is very good still. It's hilarious.
oh yeah.
I just wish they hadn't canceled Teen Titans.
Well, what's really funny is we're gonna see a lot of shit like that with Disney now that they have Marvel. Like they want to do a lot of stuff with, like, I don't know what they're gonna do, but like they want to do stuff like Young Justice with Marvel characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, why don't you just make a good like Spider-Man cartoon?
Because Sony has the rights to Spider-Man still.
No, they have the rights to the Spider-Man movies.
Okay. Well, there are actually a lot of younger Spider-Man characters, or they could make an Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. Wait, didn't they do that? Isn't that still going?
Maybe?
They might, yeah, that might still be going. I don't know. I've been meaning to watch it and haven't. It's apparently amazing.
That's the one with the Black Spider-Man?
Eventually, at the start, it's just a young Peter Parker, and then he dies. And I'm terrible, but I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
That's just because it hasn't been ingrained in my head yet. But he's a wonderful Spider-Man.
Don't worry about it. I don't know any
Yeah.
of the non-standard, players for the
but-
superhero mantles.
When written well, Spider-Man has a great cast of other Spidey characters as well that you can make into shows. It's just that they're often not written well. That's the problem with comics. It depends on who's writing it and what their ideas are. Written by committee means that you're going to have a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, generally what ends up being the best is when you take like the best bits out of like, let's say 30, 40, 50 years of comics and just kind of merge it all together. I mean, I would love to see a modern like Iron Man cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
They did Ultimate Iron Man, but I want to see like a 90s, like regular Tony Stark Iron Man cartoon would just be fun to watch again.
Since they're going to do a Captain Marvel with, okay, I'm terrible with names. I know her name too, but with the lady Captain Marvel, I forget her fucking name.
Miss Marvel?
Yeah, but she's Captain Marvel now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Miss Marvel is... Okay, I apparently can't remember names, but it's a young Muslim lady now.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And because they're making a Captain Marvel movie, people are hoping that maybe she'll get a cartoon spinoff.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be great, because people are really loving that series.
I'm actually excited to see more Captain America. Like movies, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I really like. I know he's kind of like he's really like the weakest of all the Avengers for solo right now. Because obviously there are no Hulk movies because no one's gonna touch that with a 60-foot pole.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest problem with Hulk is that his enemy is the U.S. government the majority of the time, so it just doesn't work. But I really enjoyed the second Captain America, and I really like the way that I can't think of his name, Chris Evans or whatever, the guy who's playing him now, doing a really good job. In fact, they did a really good job of casting all of the Avengers. I mean, Mark Ruffalo really works well as Bruce Banner.
They've done a great job with casting so far.
It's gonna be interesting to see. I kind of hope that, or I should say, I kind of hope that what's his face doesn't get Doctor Strange.
Benedict Cumberbatch. That's not actually confirmed, so the internet's fury is not really necessary. Like, he's a great actor and he could do great. But at the same time, there are plenty of other, especially not fucking super white actors who could play the role well.
I just meant more like it'd be interesting to see somebody who's not like an A-list star
Yeah.
end up as, because I mean like Robert Downey Jr. only became Tony Stark because it works. Like
Yeah.
he kind of looks like Tony Stark. Well, actually,
Yeah.
honestly, Tony Stark looks like him.
Yeah. He's admitted on many times he's not really acting.
Yeah. I mean, like modern Tony Stark is based off of adult Robert Downey Jr. Like
Pretty much.
even the Marvel people have admitted that. Like it's kind of like ultimate Nick Fury is literally based off of
Sammy J.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's cute animal pictures on my Tumblr stream. That's what they're giggling at.
Oh yeah, no problem. I know I know Samuel Jackson is really super excited about the new Quentin Tarantino movie. Just on a side note.
Mm-hmm.
The Hateful Eight, I think.
I forget what it's called. Yeah, I really want to be excited about the Warner Brothers films, but it's been a long time since, like, even the Batman movies, which I love, have had issues, and I'm not really sure with the direction they're trying to go. It's usually a miss with the live action films for DC products.
Warner Brothers just doesn't know how to sell DC.
Which is terrible because they're really great animated. Their animated films are wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But their live action ones, either it's a mixture of they're trying too much stuff or they're trying to be really bland, and
it's because now I don't remember exactly what it is, but the ultimate authority for all the animated stuff is not the parent company like it is for the films. Anything live action or filmed is like actual like Warner Brothers, like a parent like corporate entity, but the cartoons are owned by like Williams Street or something. Like, you know, somebody who's a part of the Warner Brothers family, like the overarching corporate entity, but is not like the actual top brass. Because like the top brass are just trying to sell tickets for money. Like they're not worried about being true to anything or following any lines or anything. They're just, let's make money. Let's make the shareholders happy.
Yeah. Which, man, do I hate the Superman film.
It's the thing, Superman can be done well. It's just hard because he always like people like write him like some like stuck up prick half the time. It's like Batman. Like Batman can be a really interesting character. He's just constantly written like shit.
Yeah. It's because people are trying to check off boxes and not really trying to explore the character. And I don't know if that's an editorial issue or not, because for the longest time DC was having a problem where like editorial was in charge of like fucking everything and it was just ramming it into the ground. Around when I stopped reading. I haven't picked it back up yet. I really should, but at the same time I'm really scared. I'm actually okay with Ben Affleck being Batman.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
I think he'll do it good. Daredevil being shit is not his fault. And Daredevil and Batman are not the same character.
I've never even seen Daredevil.
Don't bother.
So that's not my issue.
Yeah. No, he's
from
supposed
a
to
weird
be
time in Warner Brothers, like trying to do superhero movies, because Daredevil came off of the success of the original Punisher, which was kind of a joke when they were making.
In all rights, he was actually not that bad of a Daredevil. It was just a shitty film.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like the original Punisher movie, not Punisher Warzone, but like the one with I can't think of his name, where it's like gritty and real and it's like a drama. You know, it's like it's what started the whole like down to earth, gritty, real world superhero movies.
Yeah.
Because the Punisher is not a superhero. Well, he is, but you know what I'm saying? He's not he doesn't have superpowers. The Punisher is a CIA black agent originally. It's basically the same. He's the same kind of person as Liam Neeson in Taken. He did that same job. He's a protector.
Yeah.
So he's nasty. Like, he can do all kinds of horrible shit by himself to somebody. And that's why it works so well, because it wasn't like they weren't trying to sell superpowers or an origin story. Well, they were. It wasn't an origin story, but you know what I'm saying. It's not like, you know, like every reboot is an origin story of Spider-Man or Batman or Superman or Iron Man or Captain America. Like, once you get beyond that, it gets good, because then you can actually explore the character. But they always have to do the origin story because apparently the public has like a 3-second memory.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more of a fear that the public has that. Probably somebody in marketing going, no, we gotta start. I like to play in marketing. I like, what's her face? Gail Gadot? Am I saying her name right?
Oh, yeah, for,
Wonder Woman.
yeah.
I've seen the pictures. I like the look. I've seen her in other things too. I think she's a good actress.
Don't get
I'm
your
just
hopes up.
worried
They're gonna
about the
bungle it.
film because, again, they're not great at live action, and
I guarantee you, Kiki, Warner Brothers will bungle the Wonder Woman movie.
I know.
If they don't, I will be amazed.
And then everybody will use it as an excuse to not have superhero movies because one female-led superhero movie fails, ignoring all the male-led superhero ones that failed. I'm not bitter or anything.
No, it's not. It's
not at
not.
all.
It's not that they won't do superhero movies. They won't do any more female superhero.
Yeah, that was my point because one failed. Oh no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Which
obviously
one?
a male-dominated
No, I'm saying
genre, so we're just not gonna do any female superheroes.
I thought they did. They
You
did
have
Electro.
Marvel fucking, making money hand over foot with, Miss Marvel and
Okay.
I don't even know what else is coming out, but they have they're gonna do something with the Wasp after Ant-Man.
Yeah. I'm still so happy about the Captain Marvel movie and the fact that it's her and not the original Captain Marvel.
Well, the original Captain Marvel wasn't a terrible character.
Oh no, not because he was a terrible character, just because she's an awesome character and it's a movie led by a lady. So it hits two good notes: awesome character, movie led by a lady. That's really my excitement for it. Because there are a lot of great lady characters who have to take a back seat to a shitty male character.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I'm more shocked that Sony, in order to keep the Spider-Man license, is gonna do an Aunt May movie.
Wasn't that just a rumor?
Well, whatever. Fine, it's a rumor.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I
Sorry,
don't know. I'm enjoying new Spider-Man. Like, yay for that. I'm probably okay. I'm probably not going to see the new Fantastic Four film because it sounds like they're intentionally trying to bomb it.
Probably.
Yeah, I think I said it last time, but I think they're losing the license anyway, so whatever. Pardon. Any thoughts or topics for you guys?
Milo looks like a happy dog.
That does look like a very happy dog in that ball pit.
I want a huge ball pit.
Oh God.
What?
Oh no, I'm having
They were
Dash
so
Con
much
flashback.
fun.
I mean, what?
Dash Con. It's okay that you don't know it. It was terrible. Make sure 15 minutes in the ball pit. Ball pits are great as long as you're not the one who has to clean it.
But this would be my own personal ball pit.
Well, then unless you have like a butler or something, you're the one who's gonna have to clean it.
Yeah, but it won't be as messy as the ones at the restaurants and crap, because there won't be a bunch of little kids running around in it.
Just one little kid.
Oh, burn.
Sip what?
Or I don't want to know.
Ew, little Harry Potter clips. Cool. Cupcakes.
Happy with a leaf.
No, not you. There was a cupcake. There was a picture of a cupcake.
Here's puppies.
They're little wiener dogs. Cute puppy. Oh god, that dog has giant ears.
I think we hit all the usual topics.
Yeah?
We talked about social justice, anime, Sailor Moon, distinctly.
I didn't freak out about something that the government did yet.
That's not always a given.
Yeah.
And we talked about food, because we talked about pizza and stuff.
Yes.
So-
Talking pizza while eating pizza.
So all in all, we hit the usual podcast topics.
Yep.
Did we talk about sex?
Sort of?
Kind of.
We talked about sex? Holy crud, where was I?
I have no idea.
Choked out watching
Okay.
Desert Bus for Hope.
Let's
You
talk
guys are
about
supposed
sex,
to, like,
baby.
you know,
Let's talk
warn me
about
when we get there.
Let's talk about sex.
No, we are
I mean,
not going to go there.
We could talk about sex. It comes up. Okay. Like, we could talk about that,
So I'm just gonna say I'm like the horniest person on the planet right now.
okay. High five.
High five.
A
month.
Didn't an archaeologist find,
Oh,
like,
holy
a
shit.
case of used fish bladder condoms recently?
What?
Like, apparently we used to use fish bladders for condoms back in the day, and an archaeologist found, like, some pristine ones used, because you could wash them and use them again.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
What's more amazing is that they've almost completely recreated a strain of herb from ancient Rome that has almost 100% efficiency at preventing pregnancy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I forget
Yeah.
what. Yeah, it's the herb they used. Because people act like birth control is this new fucking thing. No,
Oh, yes, birth
we-
control is so
we've been-
new.
We've been doing both things that work and things that did not work for, like, since man existed.
Yeah.
Because we've known for a while, too many mouths to feed, not helpful.
Yeah.
And that, you know, women, especially back in the day, not that they don't anymore, but especially back in the day, can die from having a baby.
Yeah. It still happens to this day.
But yeah, herbs, pills, weird stuff people used to shove in their bodies thinking it would block pregnancy. Ugh.
Grossness.
Like, what was it? Donkey dung?
No.
Some
thank
sort
you.
of excrement used to be used, like you would line your uterus.
Oh.
Not your uterus, but your vaginal canal with it. It's like, yeah, that makes me hot.
Yeah. That's so what I want
Ew,
to...
and that is so bad for you.
There's a reason we don't do certain things anymore. There's also, you know, like how we don't give cocaine to babies anymore. We know better now.
Give all the cocaine to all the babies.
Give all the cocaine to all the babies. I'm sorry. I have a kid. They have their teeth breaking. I'm sorry. I'm going to old wives remedies. Okay.
Whiskey on the gums.
Thank you.
You can just buy some your antiseptic from a
Orange gel.
store, though.
Yeah.
Doesn't work as well.
Yeah, it does.
What are you
It
talking
ruins
about?
it.
This stuff works like magic.
You just shove it in
Okay,
your mouth.
maybe it was just because my mom was one of those ones that put whiskey on my gums when I was a kid. I don't know.
My mom's openly
Of course.
stated that she used to do that.
My mom's not that bright because the first movie I ever saw was Gremlins.
Nice.
And I'm talking as a baby, okay? And she used to rub Jack Daniels on my gums when I was teething. And I kid you not, my mom later on in life, when, because we were allowed to have drinks at certain occasions.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I am mostly Italian or what the deal was, but she let me have certain things during the holidays or whatever. But as I got older and everything, I developed a taste for Jack Daniels. I know it's not the best whiskey in the world, but hey, it's good. And freaking, my mom asked me one day, as we're drinking Jack and Coke, and we're watching, I can't remember, it was some sci-fi horror flick thing, and it was completely cheesy, but still. My mom looks straight at me and goes, how can you stand to drink that and watch this crap? And then I find out, like, a couple months later that my first movie ever was Gremlins, and that she used to rub Jack Daniels on my gums when I was younger. And I'm thinking, I wonder why.
Yeah. No, there are plenty of over-the-counter remedies now.
I know. But still, whenever I have a toothache, I'm going to have a nice shot of Jack.
Well, yeah, you're an adult and your liver is fully formed. That's fine.
Well, apparently it didn't do much damage.
I think it's all literally just an opinion.
I think that, honestly, looking at the way our parents grew up, the way we grew up, the differences in the way that we handle things or how paranoid, I'll say, for lack of a better word at this moment, we are raising kids. Well, you think about it, back in the day, our parents, even some of us, I don't know, used to play with things like wood burning kits and lawn darts and all this other crap, and they didn't worry about it. We went outside, we played. When the street lights came on, we knew to come home. Now it's like all these kids have a cell phone.
Well,
You can't use this because it has too small of a piece in it.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, mortality rates are down, and so is crime.
Oh, this is true.
Because of shit like that. Like, it's almost as if, we should really make it better for every generation.
Yeah, but at the rate things are going, the next generation going in is going to be a bunch of spoiled rotten rats who expect everything handed to them.
That's really only for, like, the 1%. Most people can't afford to hand their kids everything.
Oh, I know, it doesn't, well, no, I'm not saying that they'll get it. I'm saying they're expecting it. It's just like, okay, perfect example. And I don't know why, because me and my cousin were raised by my grandparents. Me, I have always been the one where I worked for everything I had. My grandmother would try to buy me a CD I wanted, and I would be like, no, I'll just wait until I have the money. Unless it was like birthday, Christmas, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin, on the other hand, oh my god, if she could sit at home, I'm going nuts right now at being the off season and not having work. But if she could do what I'm doing right now and never have to work again in her life and just marry like a doctor who doesn't want any kids that will basically pay for everything and she doesn't have to worry about working ever again, she'd do it.
Well, that's not really a societal thing. That's
no, but I see more and more people. I guess my whole thing is that
there's always going to be those people.
I'm seeing more and more kids that going down to elementary school that even if I had said certain things these kids are saying today, I'd get smacked at the age I am. Those kids couldn't have been that old. Were you there?
I have no idea what you're talking
about. When those kids, you weren't. When those kids were yelling, going down the thing, and they were cussing up a storm, and they were elementary school kids. They weren't that old. Well, they were like young.
Cussing up a storm in elementary school.
But for me, it was weird because when I was growing up, yeah, I may have used it, but not as openly as those kids did. They were yelling it down the thing with their parents right there. F you, bitch, blah, 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 to a girl that they were running with.
okay, that's a cultural difference, but like it depends on the context. Like when I was younger, I was allowed to curse within reason. Like cursing is proven to help relieve stress and whatnot, and sometimes you're just really pissed, or you're using a curse word not really negatively, which a lot of my family does. Not necessarily my mom, but I meant like my dad and my brother and that side of the family, which really just them. But as long as I wasn't actively cursing out someone technically, because within reason, my mom would let me. Like,
well, once I hit the teenage years, my grandmother would let me use certain words.
Once I became a teenager, my mom decided that as long as I was not actively bullying someone, I could say pretty much whatever I wanted.
Yeah. Well, that's where after I think it was like my senior year of high school, it really didn't matter, except for there are a couple of choice words that we don't use in front of grandma, period. Because, I don't, and a couple of the other family members don't, because we have respect for her and we don't use it in front of her, but there's certain other ones that just don't care. But there's just like two or three words my grandmother cannot stand. And I know better to say them in front of her.
Well, it's just polite.
Yeah. There we go. Manners are going out the door. That's what I'm
Manners are changing, and it depends on who raised who.
My grandmother does not like, well, obviously she doesn't like the word fuck. She doesn't like cunt, which I really don't like either, and she doesn't like the word prick. I don't know why prick. It's just one of those things.
So, when I had my adenoids removed, which if you don't know what that is, that's the tonsils of your nose essentially, I lost the ability to speak except for a few certain select words, which were fuck and shit. because I did not take well to the whatever anesthesia they used, so when I woke up, it was nothing but vomit fucking city. And when you suddenly learn that you never actually learned how to use that flap in the back that actually separates the air passageways, everything comes out your nose. You're recently fried the fuck out of nose. So shit and fuck were the only things I could manage to say.
I can understand.
Wow. I don't think you ever told me that part of that.
The shit and fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn shit fuck.
Damn shit fuck.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like you could understand that those were the words I was saying. I wasn't saying them as clearly as I'm saying now, but those were the clearest words I could say because I could not manage anything else.
Wow.
And then I went into speech therapy.
Sorry, that was just sad.
Which is why I joked that English is my first and second language.
Because you learned it, and then you had to learn it again.
No, I had to sort of learn it because I still have a speech impediment. It's never going to go away. I was too old at the time because I still don't really have control of the flap. I just learned ways to work around it.
Yeah.
I still vomit out of my nose, and there's still some words that are not going to happen.
No.
Like what?
Write them down.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, no.
For those of you listening out there, an easy way to get over a mild impediment, not like a stutter or something, but if you're having difficulty with a word, feign an accent because it will make your brain think harder on it because it's not your normal tone. So you'll slow down and say the word.
That's how I
that doesn't help me with mine.
That's how I managed to do aluminum.
Aluminium.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that British. No.
Aluminium.
I will say it American.
Aluminum.
I say it bad on
Aluminum.
purpose. But aluminium.
And
I can say aluminum.
Was that the only one? Because I can't say what that fake tile shit in a kitchen.
Linoleum?
That.
Linoleum?
I can't say that.
You'll notice when I say it, I over-enunciate. That's another coping mechanism. When I'm just generally talking, though, I forget, and words just...
Mine has always been. You can do it. You can do it.
Well,
yes, I can. I just have to think of. Mine has always been Pacific, like the Pacific Ocean, and specific.
I do that, too.
I cannot for the life of me unless I slow down and think about it. Say the right one.
Yeah, I have to I
Or
have to like
soldier and
specific.
shoulder.
Well, everybody has a bit of impediment. It's just how the brain works and tongue and whatnot. There's certain words that, in a flow, you're just not going to say
Yeah.
the correct pronunciation. That's just how life works. Are you falling asleep?
What do you want from me? It's 1 a.m. I've been awake since 5 this morning.
Alright. Why don't we call it here? And I can turn the desert bus back on. Since Cupcake looks tired.
Cupcake's falling asleep in the middle.
I have nothing of
podcast.
value to add, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like,
whoa,
sleep
whoa.
all day. I was at work.
Okay, we're almost at 3 hours. I'm going to call it here.
Yeah!
Thank you once again for listening to the Super Happy Fun Jabbertron Tea Party with Kiki, Bones, Grieve, and Faith. I was the Jabberbot, and keep on buzzing my fellow tea lovers.
Holy
wow.
crud.
So,
But
good
how
night,
much of that is dead air
folks.
time?
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.